Hey, hey, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the nighttime stream. It's me, Mr. Cardconomist. And tonight, we're going to be pricing up all these beautiful slabs. I never really finished pricing them. We had so many cards come back that I didn't get a chance to price them. So that is the focus for now. Eventually, we're going to focus on other cool things like cleaning up the table, making specialty breaks, stuff like that. But as of right now, we just got tons of slab and it's time to price them. All right, so pricing up hot new slabs for the first time. That's it. That's the title, Live Card Shop. Kind of a boring title, to be honest. You know, because how many streams do we just price slabs? We price slabs all the time. We got to come up with some new stream titles. We're going live for Thursday night, my favorite night. We're gonna stream until we run out of orders, okay, guys? So it could be an early night or it could be a night that lasts all night long. It's up to the audience. Okay. Let's get this put away. That's all done. All right. Now, we were not done with the daytime stream. What did we miss? What did we miss from the daytime stream? I think we didn't do Ivan Rodriguez's 2 Merlin slabs. We're going to start there. So one of the reasons I didn't do that order is because I don't actually know what the other Merlin slab was. I know we had a Voltorb, but he said 2 Merlin slabs, and I wasn't sure what that meant. Okay. So I know I graded more than 1 Merlin slab, so there must have been another one. So let me get these put to the side for the moment. And yes, we are going to price these tonight. I'm going to focus on pricing up them slabby patties. Our goal now is to get a picture of everything. We want a picture of all the slabs. All the slabs that are not super high end, just normal, regular slabs. These will be slabs that are less than $300. All right. Good. And good. So those are off the table. Now, let's get started. Do you live Eastern Time, Troy? Live pretty early today, hey? We're live about 30 minutes earlier. The goal with the nighttime stream will be to start the stream earlier and end the stream earlier. So we're going to start shifting the time around for the nighttime stream. We are. All right. The daytime stream is getting 4 times the total views compared to the nighttime stream. Now they have a big advantage. They're streamed in vertical. Vertical mode gets way more views. So I believe that is what's going on. I'm not sure if anything else is causing such a dramatic improvement in the views. Ah, there it is. Found it. Okay, cool. So these are now both property of Ivan Rodriguez. If you guys ever want me to do vertical for nighttime, just let me know. As of right now, the nighttime will be the vertical or the horizontal stream. We need to beat the daytime vertical stream. I think you will have an uphill battle because you're fighting against YouTube. YouTube says vertical stream. Okay, pump that stream out to new viewers. They don't do that for horizontal. They say horizontal. Who cares? All right. I don't know why it's like that. That's just the way it is, I guess. Beautiful Bowser. Happy Friday night, Thursday night, Friday morning. Hey, what's up, Red Roxy? It's also fighting against people who have a normal sleep time. That might be true. But, you know, traditionally, for years, the daytime stream was always the smaller stream, sometimes significantly smaller. Now we're doing vertical daytime, horizontal nighttime. And what? The daytime stream has 4 times the views. I mean, so you're fighting against vertical YouTube. You can't beat it. All right, so we are done with that order from Ivan Rodriguez, our friend, Mr. Ivan. Hope he enjoys those Merlin cards. Erky Kierberg, 1 trick or trade and a bag, please name Erky Kierberg. I don't think Erky Kierberg is going to get to see this. Oops. Let's see. He ordered this. Yeah, he ordered this 5 hours ago. Okay. So he ordered this 5 hours ago. Wait a second. We're crooked. There we go. How are you guys doing? Are you ready for a fantastic nighttime stream? All right. This is not nighttime. This is morning time. Technically in California, it's only 11 p.m., so it's definitely just nighttime for them. We are. In Central Time, this is 1 a.m. in the morning. I guess you could call that morning, sure. Here's Erky. Let's create a bag for him. Now in New York, this is 2 a.m. This is pretty early in the morning. All right. So it depends on where you're at. I was doing a ton of real estate research today. Tons of it. Tons. I was researching every lake house in Tennessee. I was studying mountain homes in Tennessee. They have areas where it's just mountain homes. I was studying mountain homes in Reno. There's a lot. There's a lot more in Reno than I thought. It spans an hour downward. An hour away from Reno, you go down into Carson City, and then you go further past Carson City down into an area called, I don't remember the name of it. They got mountain homes down there out the booty cheeks. So they have a lot more mountain homes than I thought. So you're Mr. Erky. You go in box E3, box number E3. Cool. So I was researching that all day. Here we are. All right. Phantom Forces auction finished a couple of hours ago. $13.8 thousand. Wow. 13.8. Oops. I'm rich. I should just retire. I'm just kidding. Here we are. Wow. So what is that times 6? 13.8 times 6, huh? I think I technically have 7 boxes of it. $96,000. Oh my God. I could just get rid of my one set Phantom Forces and have maybe like 80,000 left over after fees. Then you got to pay taxes. Maybe that's still pretty good. I mean, 80,000. Oh my God. Hyperventilating over here, guys. That's crazy. I don't know. That's crazy. You have 6 booster boxes of that? No, I think I have 7. I think I own 7 boxes of Phantom Forces. You are? All right. Birthday Pikachu. Let's see. This is going to say PSA 10, 25th. And we want the birthday. This is such a nice card. I think I was trying to save this for a break, wasn't I? Okay, birthday Pikachu, English birthday Pikachu. Looks like the Japanese one's a little bit cheaper. Where's the first English one? Okay, well, they're not showing it. Let's try 2021. Let's try Celebrations. There we go, because then we won't get any Japanese ones. Will we? Let's go into buy it now. So hard to get a hold of this. All right, here we are. So, birthday Pikachu, $160. $160. I'll hold on to it for a minute. Okay, set him over there for a moment. Oh yeah, we got this Playboy Trump. Let's get this Playboy Trump priced. There's one Phantom box, 9.1K, 6 days left. Propstein as well. That's nuts, dude. Probably it'll sell for like 12 or something. I bet it won't even go for as high because that's just stupid high. Playboy Trump. Playboy Trump in a PSA 8 is about $80. Oh, that'd be a cool. Let's have that be a gym break. That's a cool gym break. 2-spot gym break, $40 each. Always looking for a good gym break. All right. $80 is the perfect price for a gym break because it's 2 spots, $40 each. There you go. That was a great order. Yeah. Okay. So now we have Joshua Whipple, 2 boxes, Azure Lane, Volume 2. Azure Lane, Volume 2. I'm going to go get them. I got to jump to another room, guys. I'll be right back. Azure Lane. So I have 2 boxes of Flash Fire. Maybe I only have 6 boxes of Phantom Forces. I have 2 boxes of Flash Fire. I didn't know that. Thought I had 1 box of Flash Fire. Look how it changes the coloration of the screen. I hate that. All right. Oh, yeah. So, whoa, stream is early. Welcome. The stream is early. Jump on in. Mr. Lord Pop Tot. Lord of the Pop Tots. Oh. Konnichiwa. There we go. Oops. Okay. Mike's side doing a pretty good job on some of those shorts. There we go. It's a good thing to see because there was a little time period where it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. There. He's getting clever with the designs and all that. He's getting good. Hope he keeps it up. You know, it's hard for him to take a spot out of the live stream and turn that into a viewable thing, you know. We are. Phantasmal Flames definitely has something to do with the Phantom Forces increase, I would think. That's an interesting thought. But it's more like Flash Fire, isn't it? It's more like Flash Fire. All right, there we go. All right. Snipping this. Maybe I should sell my Phantom Forces and use that money to fund going into a new home. Here we are. It's a interesting idea, isn't it? Thing is, I really ought to be in Tennessee or someplace like that before I try to offload a bunch of cards. That is the truth. Because if I do it here from Missouri, whatever I sell, I'm going to lose 5% of it. I'm going to lose 5% to the Missouri state taxes. I really think we better move to Nevada or to Tennessee. I really think we need to do it. Because I want to be able to offload some cards and not pay that ridiculous income tax. It's not, you know, it's not the most insane thing, but in the end, when I want to liquidate, how can I liquidate without paying an obscene tax on my income? You are. There we go. It has Mega Gengar and Mega Deontay. Oh. Okay, boobies. 1 full art. Oh. Yeah, I was wondering when Azure Lane would sell out. Okay. Here's this. All right, all right, all right. There we are. Here we are. Do, 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 do. It's Space Hammy. Hello, Space Hammy. How are you today? We are. Oh. I should talk to Karis. We should just go get, you know what Karis and I should do? We should just go rent a large condo or something in Tennessee. Just pack our bags up, move to some place in Tennessee, live there for a year or something like that. And what we can do while we're out of the house, we can get these houses sold because we're not living in them. And then I can start offloading some Pokemon cards. Not all of them, but maybe like the ones that I'm not in love with them, like they're purely investments. I can offload some investments in another state, a no-tax state, and then once we've put together a significant down payment, we pick out a new home and move into a big home. And maybe like in a year and a half or a year, we're moved. Ooh, I mean, we're planted into a new place. There we go. Actually, I don't really know what to do with, so is that the goal? Is the goal to have a big house? What's the goal? I don't even know what the goal is. Ooh. Here we are. Do you automatically get zero tax when you move, or do you have to apply for something? Oh, okay. You have to apply to be a resident of Tennessee. I know what you're asking. Yeah. And so sales that were made in Missouri will still be taxed at the Missouri 5% tax rate. So all the sales of this year, I'm going to give to Missouri 5%. But if I got moved into Tennessee right away for the next year, we can start, hey, booty cheeks. Damn, bro. Damn. Do you automatically get their taxes? All right, let's see what we got here. We have another naughty set on the menu, and it is called, what was it called? We are Interspecies Reviewer. Give that set a try. It's Weiss Interspecies Reviewer. It's a lewd set as well. Okay. All right. Mr. Like Me, always thinking about the future. I think about it a lot. I think I'm just supposed to play the game as best as I can play it and make the best moves. We are. All right, all right, all right. Oops. Very nice. Okay. Place this over here. Let's see. All right. So that's for Joshua Whipple. Thanks, Josh. Mr. Josh, did you ship? I feel like you shipped. Josh, I already moved all the shipments into the shipping area. Let me get your fresh bag for this one. Here we are. Wow, big orders from Joshua Whipple today. Thanks, Josh. Big sponsor of the channel. I really appreciate it, man. Joshua Whipple's orders for today are totaling over like 1,000. Amazing. He actually had a really good run. He pulled manga. He pulled some really big pulls out of the waifu shuffle box. So he's had a good day. Okay, Mr. Whipple. Had a very good day. You know what's nice about Tennessee? They got a lot of cool log cabins. Log cabins seem to be a popular home type over there. Although I wonder if they're not as fun to live in as they look. You think you get tired of looking at the wood on the walls? You're like, yep, that's a lot of wood. Think that happens? I bet that happens. All right, so give me a moment here. So it's this Zelda, Link. We're looking for the rest of this. Where would that be, I wonder? Ah, King, Ace. There it is. We got it. So these are Legend of Zelda cards. They're really nice. We got some 10s on them, so we're lucky for that. Good. I thought my luck would carry on. Well, you never know. Maybe the next box. You never know. Here it is. Azure Lane. You're looking for Siggy in Azure Lane. That's what it is, right? Okay. All right. You got to try in order to know. Well, I'm just thinking, you know, if we just got like an apartment in Tennessee or Texas or Florida, just an apartment, and we just live there for like a year, we could, you know, screw around over there and see if we hate it, see if we like it. It's not super easy to move because we have so much stuff. You know, when we move, it's an enormous amount of stuff. So maybe I should continue liquidating. You know, I kind of slowed down on liquidating stuff. I should continue liquidating stuff. Liquidating stuff would include liquidating, like, you know, products that are old products that have been laying around for a real long time. Okay, so that is Jack of Spades, Zelda Jack. There it is, the Jack of Spades. Looks like these sell for around 40. Yeah, I'm seeing a variety of them. They're all 40. They're all 40, which makes a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and price these bad boys up. Very good. We're getting some slabs priced up here that have never been priced. This is the original Zelda artworks from the very first game. Okay, love this Ace of Spades. It's super cool. Here's Ganon. He was like a pig bad guy. There we go. Weird. 40. Do you think Pokemon Uno cards will do as good as poker cards? Definitely not. Uno cards are more niche, like the old maid cards. Poker cards are on another level because they're used for so many different games. And they're really prominent still to this day in casinos for a variety of games. And people, there's like a culture around like the Ace of Spades and stuff like that. Like this is the Ace of Spades, right? So the playing cards are much cooler in my opinion. Uno cards actually look kind of goofy and poorly colored. Okay, so here they are. I would prefer to sell them together as a group. I think that they kind of belong together. Have you ever been interested in vending? It could be fun. Yeah, it could be interesting, vending. They are. I'm curious to see how much you sell, like if it's lucrative, you know, because we do a pretty good job live. So the incentive to become a card show vendor isn't humongous. All right, so this is $160 times 4 slabs. Good. Hey, what's up, Zenoia? It's Zenoia. Chun-Li theme. Let's skip that. T-Hawk theme. This whole thing is Street Fighter. Let's skip this Street Fighter. We're on Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong Quest OST. Okay. Nice. All right. Martin Ramirez sent a little order. He says, pre-grade the Trick or Trade Gengar. Martin, you know, it's funny, Martin. That cost more than the pack that he came out of. That's pretty funny. All right. Ah, good luck. All right. Let's see what we got here. The cards have lips on them. I'd definitely send this in. So you might not be able to snatch the 10 because of the lips on the card, but the centering looks great. The surface looks good. The surface is looking great. Maybe the front, maybe a little off-centering top to bottom. Yeah, there's some top-bottom off-centering. However, it's not that strong. So I would give this card 9.5. This card's 9.5. Here you are. All right, 9.5 on Gengi. All right. 9.5, Martin Ramirez. I send 9.5s in, okay? I call him a borderline card. He does not have the clear signs of a 10. He has issues like the lips on the corners of the card. And slight off centering on the front. Okay, Joshua Whipple had a really big order. Appreciate that. Athim is in. 1 Azure Lane, first edition. Hey, what's up, Mr. Athim? All right, so he wants one of these. Azure Lane Volume 1, first edition. This was one of the best-selling card sets for us for a while. Like 2 or 3 years ago. We sold tons of these. All right, what do we got in here? This girl and this girl. Look at that girl. You know, something on the menu that basically is untouched, Chainsaw Man. Notice we got Chainsaw Man. That's a restock. And virtually none of it has sold yet, which means, you know, all the signatures and everything are in that case. So that's virgin product waiting to be opened. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Hathim. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I got my bottle water. Look, great value bottle water. There's no way that I'm not drinking microplastics. We are 23 minutes in. Hello, everybody. How are you tonight on this wonderful Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday night? It's Thursday night, Friday morning. PSA 9 Jirachi Tag Team. It's the old CGC label. I mean, what you could do is maybe just crack this out and regrade it. Centering and surface, it says. Maybe I should just regrade this. I wonder what the surface issue was. You know, CGC, once upon a time, CGC was well known for being one of the toughest grading companies. Once upon a time. Now they have changed direction, I guess. Now they're like, I'm going to leave it alone. So you can try to crack this and regrade it, but I'm going to leave it alone. Here we are. I'm not going to mess with it. Let's turn it into an 18. Let's turn it into a $20 card. $20. 9.25. All right. $18 card. Kyogre. This card's just waiting to be upgraded. Kyogre from Shiny Star. No way this card goes for very much. So if you send this into CGC with $10, you can upgrade it into a 10. This. All right. Okay. Okay. 9, 9, 10, 10, and they don't round up. That's kind of brutal. Something. Yeah, I don't know, man. How about this? Oh, yeah. Oh, mama. What's this called? This is called Japanese Weiss Schwartz Azure Lane Pristine 10 Booby Girl. So let's try putting 10 Weiss Azure. And what's her name? Doesn't say, huh? Just says Berest, actually. Is that her name? Is it literally Berest? Oh, that's her name. Her name's Breast. It's a good name, I guess. All right. So, let's see. Ah, 300. Oh, that's a signature. Is that right? Oh, that's a signature. Okay. Hold on. Could be $38. Oh, I'm sorry. That's 45 actually. It looks like it's just going to be around $50. Sent for the Jirachi. Okay, Jirachi sold. Okay. All right. The older to the new ones, I didn't realize it was $10. I really like this card. Okay. Oops. All right. This is going to say BGS10 Breast. Breast. Man, I mean, that should be pretty easy. There's nothing else in the box called this. Wow, she's barely wearing something over her hoo-ha. That's a bit of a sexual card, isn't it? Okay. Into the box it goes. Into the waifu shuffle. Might get another Metal Zard then for insanely cheap. What? I want a Metal Zard for insanely cheap. Where's my Metal Zard for insanely cheap? Knockdown, Geodude, Moltres Break, Dratini, and Escavalier. Very cool. All right. Move this to the side here and bring this up here. What do we have? We've got Meowth 10. That's Yellow Deck Meowth. Okay. Does Steven Sistrunk know about this one? He might want to know about this one. There's a cool Meowth. Meowth. Yellow. Okay, here it is. Yellow Meowth, $130. Cool. I'm going to send him a picture of this just in case. Beedrill got an 8. That's a bummer. Okay. Okay, $20 Beedrill. All right, so here's some more Zelda stuff. I kind of want to set the Zelda stuff to the side for now. What do you guys think? Set that to the side. Get that out of the way. This is clearly going to have to be a break later. Oh, yeah, look at this. So nice. Oh, Carddass. Ooh. Look at these. What should I do with those? You guys think those are a hold? Okay. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby. All right. Mistress, the Miss is feeling any better? Oh, man, she bawled her eyes out all day. She was devastated. I guess she really kind of fell in love with that kitty. You know, he behaved very differently from those other cats that we used to have. You know, those cats, one of them was just straight up mean to her anyways. One of them would just, like, hiss at her and only love on me. It was a weird cat. And then the second one was really kind of standoffish. She was like this really scared cat. And then they'd both just go to the bathroom around the house. It was a very, very tough situation. Well, this other cat, this stranger's cat that found out how to get into our house from the little flap door at the basement, he would like sleep on her and purr all day. That's it. He would just sleep on her and purr all day long. And so he was really nice. And I guess she was pretty attached to him. Not me. I you know, he's cute and all, but I wasn't attached to him. But I guess she was. And she was so sad when she found out he's not coming back. She's like, I knew he wasn't, you know, she wasn't expecting him to, but it was still really hard. Ooh, these are red deck. Ooh. Yeah, she was really upset. There we go. All right. Very nice. I guess she had like a lot of cute moments with them, with like him being an indoor-outdoor cat. Like him coming in soaking wet or something like that in the rain, and she would like dry him off with the towel. And I didn't realize how much time had passed. A lot of time had passed. And he, for example, some of the earliest times that we ran into that cat was during last year's winter time. And he had been brought in so that it wasn't too cold. Was it winter? It was like February, so I can't remember. But, you know, she let him stay inside. You know, neither of us really wanted to do that because it's like, all right, a stranger's cat, that's weird, right? But I remember one of the earliest times he came in, it was going to drop almost below freezing. And so, you know, we didn't kick him out. Let's see. So Red Moltres. He looks like he might be cheap. Is that right? Hold on. So anyways, I guess she had a lot of pictures and memories, and so she was upset. Oops. I was like, well, you know, don't get attached to the neighbor's cat. But that doesn't help anything, does it? Anyways, we might have to try getting an outdoor cat for ourselves. And we've talked about the subject several times, but it's an interesting subject. Here we are. We get an outdoor cat. Yeah, although it can be tricky to do that right now because we're moving. No poker hunter, really? Let me check sold. Last sold for 140. Poker hunter last sold for 140, and there's none for sale. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Cool. New poker slabs hitting the table. You know those poker slabs are selling. We have Mark J. Valerian for 2 packs of English 151. All right, let's get it. English 151. Oop. I put it in order just to let you know. Nice. This is for Mark. Mr. Mark. Sleep. If something happened to Mad Cat, I wouldn't know what to do. My little furball saved me from my own depression. Yeah. We are. Here's Primate. Here's Blastoise. Ooh. We are. All right. Karis and I got really difficult news this year. We had been trying for a kid for a little while, and we haven't had one yet. And she finally signed up for the fertility doctor, and he informed her that she's not able to have children in a normal way. We have to try IVF, but she suffers from a structural problem that makes it impossible for her to have children naturally. And so that little kitty showed up right after she got that bad news. So I think that's part of it too. You know, it's just kind of nice having a little cat. Mr. Mark with an M, you're back here. So that was really tough news for her. We suspected something might be going wrong. We are. All right. All right. So anyways, the cat kind of showed up briefly around that time period. Here's Aaron Rodriguez. Mr. 4, 151 Japanese, 3, 151 English. Ooh. 151 English is selling out. So I am going to order more of the 151, but I got to warn you guys, it might move again in price. People, I'm very sorry. It's not all over yet. Karis and I actually have a meeting with the doctor for IVF again very soon, actually. Let's see. So it's not actually over. The doctor says we may just be able to have children through IVF because that gets around the structural issue. All right. And I've had to go to the doctor a whole bunch of times to prepare for this, and she has too. And we have another doctor meeting coming up, and it's actually a ton of stress and work. It's like all this stuff that you shouldn't have to do, you know. Let's see if everything was just working properly. Okay. Anyway, so she's been pretty depressed this year. Let's see. And the kitty going away made her really depressed because she liked that cat. Give me a minute. I am trying to make an order of the 151s, and I want to stop and see if there's another way to calculate their value real fast. Do 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 do. Mister, don't forget my Ghost of the Past as well. Have no fear. Wait. Yeah, have no fear. But before we move on, 151 just keeps selling and selling and selling, and I am actually not keeping up with it. Let me take a look into this one right here. Okay, let's give a look into this one. Nope, nope, we're not doing that. Okay, now we know. How about this one? Okay, so oops. Jesus, dude. Wow, man. Let's go back over here. I apologize, but okay, here, let's take a look at this. So it is unfortunately much harder to stock these than other sets. I don't know why it's got to be that way, but it just is. Let's see. All right, so and what is our current price on this product? I know it's already too low. I'm almost certain of it. 151 is moving from $18 to $20 per pack as a result of not being restockable. It's I do have product on hand. It's just when I go to restock it, it costs a lot to restock it. All right, but before I hit that button, let me just do one more thing. 151's gone up a lot. Yeah, you know, once a product runs out, what happens is, you know, the people who are selling a lot of the product, they run out of theirs, and then it turns into a bunch of scraggy people selling theirs, and it gets really hard to get sort of like a quality product. That's what happens. It turns into a situation where it's hard to get quality product. Okay, I'm just taking a look at this before I hit any buttons. All right. My heart goes out to both of you, mister. That's not an easy thing to deal with. Yeah, it is stressful. It's stressful, and Karis is scared of IVF. She's never done anything like that before, so all of it's very stressful. It's actually even more complicated than that. She also has a heart issue, which could make having a pregnancy a risk. So she found that out earlier this year as well. So she has two problems going against her. She's always been very, very thin, and she started going to the doctor to check on her heart because she had this issue where she's having a lot of heart palpitations. The doctor discovered that her heart beats too fast for some reason, and it just always does. And so she's trying to figure that out too. And we don't know if that's a risk during a pregnancy. We are, but during the testing, she was warned not to get pregnant. Now, I think she's good to go now. I think she's allowed to go now, but they want to do more testing. So, yeah, it's a lot of, it's just nothing's going the way you want it to go. Just how it is. So I think this will be the last restock on 151. After this, the product either sells through or I stop selling it. Go. All right. Well, the doctor warned that they have to find a way to slow her heart rate down so that, she doesn't die at the age of like 50 or something. We are. So she's banned from drinking coffee. Just up here. All right. I know it's all super depressing stuff. Let me go get these packs now, guys. We're just having casual conversation. So 4 of the 151 Japanese and 3 of the English ones. I'll be back. here we are. I'm back. Whew. Okay. Big news regarding cholesterol and blood pressure regulation. 1, 2, 3. So these shall now be, from now on, $20 a pack, which I know is probably a high price, but I'm not interested in selling them. That's what's going on there. Because I'm detecting that they are hard to restock. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right. Very nice. Be ready for twins. That would be good, actually. We are. Well, you know, whatever's safest, actually, is probably most important. But, yeah, man, I had to go to the doctor a bunch. Well, not a bunch, but there's, like, all these, you know, prep talks, and then there's, like, they give you, like, a physical exam. I had my balls grabbed. They did a ton of blood tests on me to make sure. They tested my chromosomes because they want to know what chromosomes I have. How crazy is that? So they do a bunch of tests. It's pretty interesting. We are. All right. Ooh. Snorlax. Very nice. Don't forget the Ghost of the Past. That's right. We'll get the Ghost of the Past. We are. Ooh, look at that Snorlax, man. Here's Seadra and Blastoise. Oh. Look at that. Seadra and Blastoise. Here's Pinsir. And here's Muck. And here's... As a guy going to college, could you give me some advice? I'm worried for the future. What kind of advice you want? Are you wondering about money? Are you wondering about girlfriends? Are you what are you wondering about? There we go. I had to jerk it into a little cup for the doctor to do an analysis on my man milk. Here we are. That was interesting. Everything. Oh man. Okay, that was the whole order. There's nothing else to the order. All done. Here we go. One goes to the past. All right, there we go. Very nice. Are you asking about college issues? Are you asking about what to do after college? Like, give me an idea. What are you concerned about? There are. Ooh. Ooh. Very nice. I had to get my genetics checked when I found out I couldn't have kids. We are. All right. Yeah, Carrot's had a whole bunch of blood tests done too. All right. Mr. Aaron Rodriguez. Okay. You know what's crazy is a long time ago when I first met her, I remember this. We would try to make love or whatever, but it was too painful for her. She had an issue where it was painful. And we went to a doctor, and he mentioned something was wrong with her all the way, like 12 years ago. He mentioned that. He said there's something wrong with her. And we forgot about that. He had already told us about the condition 12 years ago. We completely forgot. Both of us did. 12 years later, the doctor does a test on her again. He's like, oh, yeah, she can't have kids because she's got this issue. And I was like, oh, my God, we forgot about that. We knew that the whole time. We had been told before about this. We are. But it was so long ago that we had forgotten. It was just one of those little blips in our memories. We are. Life issues, like issues I might have to deal with and how to overcome them. Okay, so you just want some general wisdom. All right. Step number 1. Let's see. Nicholas Lloyd. CGC Jirachi. Step number 1. She's not your girl. It's just your turn. I'm going to give him the red pill, guys. Here we are. There you go. Ooh. Doink. Mr. got a blah, blah, blah. I had to get genetics, do all the work, don't do drugs. Yeah, I would agree with Alex, actually. No drugs. Don't do drugs. After that, you're pretty good. Well, in college, I met Karis in college. So one thing about college is you can meet your future wife there. So that's pretty good. Tend to meet people who are more educated, you know. You can get somebody who's in the same field of work as you. That's pretty cool. That's what Karis and I were doing. Here's Gengi. Here's Nidoqueen. He is a Nido King technically, but that's a social construct. He identifies as Nido Queen. And here's Luigi. Here's also Flagrion. Okay, lovely. Mr. loves weed. We are. Yeah, another study came out saying your risk of heart attack goes up like ×6 or ×7 if you're smoking weed. How crazy is that? We are. So everyone was really excited to legalize it, but then it turns out it's kind of just like smoking cigarettes. It's, you know, although it's instead of nicotine, it's whatever THC. It's not good for you. You're just not supposed to do it. Everyone tells you to quit cigarettes. Now you're smoking something else and increasing your risk of heart attack from something else. So it's like, it's so weird because we like celebrate it so much. Like it's a really great achievement to make it legal, but all you've done is legalized, you know, something that really isn't necessary and isn't really that healthy either. But I try not to judge. You know, I get it. If you want to smoke weed or something like that, or you want to smoke cigarettes, I don't judge when people smoke. I get it. I kind of get this life, you know, I get the world. There's a reason people eat junk food, spend money lavishly, cheat on their partner, smoke this, smoke that. There's a reason for all that. It's just because, like, humans are just trying to feel good, you know? So I get all that. I don't judge that part. They are. I just hope whatever people get into, that it's worth the downside, you know? Whatever you're into. You might be into something that's a little not so good for you, but that's part of being human, I think. All right. But stay away from any hard drugs for sure. At least stay away from that, guys. Do that. Stay far away from that stuff. Okay. Based on what you've expressed, I've had similar experience, only IVF isn't an option. Yeah, so for us, the doctor said we should be able to try to have an IVF baby. He said he should be able to give it a shot, and it's not guaranteed. And we are worried a little bit about her heart condition as well. So we are talking to him again very soon. And in the meantime, we're just staying healthy pretty much. But we're ready to give it a shot. We are. They sent me to a urologist, which I'd never been to before. And what did he tell me? I can't remember. I was like asking him questions about IVF, but he kind of said I was fine and told me to get out. He kind of like swished me away. Actually, I remember being there, and there was all these depressed guys in there, older guys, all looked really unhappy to be there. And I go into the room, and there's just cancer data everywhere, all over the walls. Do you have urinary cancer? Do you have prostate cancer? And I was like, oh man, prostate cancer, the #2 cancer in men. Do you have prostate cancer? Take these drugs. And it was kind of scary being in there because I'd never been to a urologist before. And I didn't realize this guy just deals with that all day. He just deals with guys who have prostate cancer all day long. And he talked like a robot. It was interesting. You are. All right, Venipede, Meloetta. It gets real. Yeah, that's exactly right. What I'm saying. It gets really real. I'm going, man, I'm not, ooh, Altart Excadrill. Cool, man. Look at that. This is for CS, man. He gets Altart Excadrill. Beautiful. Look at that. So nice. Yeah, it gets real for sure. But so, you know, I'm like, man, I'm taking this all for granted, dude. And, you know, being involved in all this really makes me want to lose weight and be as healthy as I can. So being involved with the IVF process and being involved, like, you know, having a doctor, like I had a doctor tell me I had low vitamin D levels. I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know that was a thing. The doctor's like, your vitamin D levels are lower than they should be. And I was like, well, yeah, that's all I do is work. I don't go out like even for, I think I go out like for an hour or two on the weekends into the sun, but maybe it's cloudy that day. And then the other 5 days of the week, I don't take like one step outside of this house. And so they're like, maybe go outside more. I was like, yeah, probably. Which I still don't do, by the way. I still don't do. I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't figured out how to balance. Like today, right? Like we did our live stream for the daytime stream. Maybe that should have been my outdoor time. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not taking it serious enough still, but here we are. All right. Very nice. Ooh. Ta-da. Low vitamin D is very common. Yeah, they that's more pill peddling. Well, yeah, they told me to take a vitamin D supplement. I was like, all right, which I do. I have a little vitamin D supplement. It's a little gummy. Ta-da! I don't know if it even works. I don't know if it does anything, but that's what they told me to do, so that's what I'm doing. All right. Very nice. Very cool. Okay. You could open packs outside. You know what? That's an interesting idea. We should do that some days. Outdoor stream. What if we had like a greenhouse or something like that and a setup in the greenhouse? Would that work? Outdoor pack opening. I should tell Karis about that. Maybe we can get an outdoor setup. You know, I don't think it'd be a good idea to open booster packs outside, but what if we did something else? What if instead of opening the booster packs, what if we like, hold on, let me move this over here. What if instead of opening booster packs, we just did slab breaks outside or slab pricing? I don't know, because we open a lot of booster packs. That's a fact. I don't think you can subtract booster, but we would have to have like a trash can system so that none of the trash gets blown away. But you know what? The weather is really nice for a while right now because it's summertime. So we could conceivably have an outdoor, you know, but here's the problem though. Here's the problem. It's not private enough outside. I think that I would probably be a nuisance if I streamed outside. The neighbors would hear me for miles probably. I mean, you can hear people from across the other side of the lake. I saw a report on libraries adding greenhouses for reading. Oh, that's interesting. Now, I've been doing a little sunbathing to try and help it out. Julio says, 3 Hollow Live, Curious Universe. You got it, man. Curious Universe. All right. Okay. Well, here's an unopened box of it. Where's the open box? It doesn't matter. Let's open a fresh box. All right. So, okay. Invite them for it. Make it happening. No, that'd be too weird. If I had really private land, I think that would be a good idea. I should mention that to Karis. So I'll mention that to her. Maybe we'll talk about that. Because if I'm going to keep doing these streams for the rest of my life, maybe there's a way for me to like, well, really all you need is a sunroom. That's all you need. Yeah, if I had a room in the house that was like a sunroom and it had a nice pair of blinds that could protect the cards from too much sunlight when I'm not there, but then when I am there, bring on the sun. That's not a bad idea, is it? All right, so that's an interesting thought. Maybe just get more sunlight in the damn room. We keep this room pretty dark. We don't let a lot of sunlight in. All right. We keep the room dark because we don't want it. We don't want one Japanese Gundam. We don't want the cards taking any sunlight. We want them to stay out of the sunlight. You know, I'm pretty sure we need a fresh box of the Gundams. I'll be right back. Let me think. If I could actually just reposition this table toward a window in the house that would be lit up at the time we do the daytime stream, maybe that would work. We had a bunch of trees chopped down today. It only cost us like $3,200. Cost all our money. We are. Boy, it's expensive having trees in your yard. Anyways, we had a bunch of them cut down. And our yard looks really nice now. I didn't realize how ugly they made the yard. They made the yard really ugly. We are. Oh, you got the girl. How nice. Look at that. It's the girl. Okay. Another girl. And another girl. Konnichiwa. We are. I wish there was more stuff for me to do immediately after work where I could like go outside and hang out with someone or like do something like a sport. We don't really have too much out here. It's very underdeveloped. All right. There's not a lot of stuff to do after work that gets me out of my home. And we actually came out here to Lake of the Ozarks to be more healthy. Fresh air, the lake, swimming in the lake, that kind of stuff. But it turned out we actually do less here than we did back in St. Charles, because St. Charles always had festivals. They had the Renaissance Fair. They had the Muni, that's an outdoor Broadway show. And it had a big zoo, and it had places for you to go walking and shopping. None of that exists out here, literally none of it. You just have the lake. And so as a result, you have these couple of days in the summer where you play on the lake a lot. That's great. And then the rest of the year, you just stay indoors. So, no, you actually end up getting less exercise and less outdoor activity. Katie Budgeon, the $20 Jirachi. Was the Jirachi heavily underpriced or something? What's up with that tag team Jirachi? I don't think it was. Oops, 9, tag team Jirachi. Let's just see. Oh, is it a $100 card? Hold on. Let's see. So the Jirachi was horribly underpriced. I had no idea that it was so valuable. So my rules are, if I really mistake the price on a card, I'm allowed to adjust that price. I'm just going to let them have it for 20 bucks. I'm not going to be picky this time. I will be picky next time, though, okay? So don't get angry at me, guys. Nicholas Lloyd, you're going to keep that item for 20 bucks. And then Katie Budgeon, you're going to have the card. You're going to have $20 of store credit. You know how I suspected that it was heavily underpriced? Because 2 people tried to buy it who don't normally buy slabs from me. And that is an odd behavior. Isn't that interesting? We are. So 2 different names that don't normally buy the slabs attempted to purchase him. It's a clear sign. Okay. So, Miss Katie, I can get you a refund on that, but he already sold. Somebody already got him. So here it is. See? Jirachi. There it is. Nicholas Lloyd. All right. Set that there. That's a deal. Even a detached gazebo. So you've got $20. Refund, please. All right, let me go in there and get that refund. Toss this over here. Okay. It shows me that when I'm pricing up slabs, I'm not allowed to just quickly price up a 9 into, being undervalued. That was below 50% of the value of the card. It should have sold around $50 to $60 at least. Let's see. Okay, we'll call it tonight's giveaway. Issue a refund. I like this gem. The Jirachi is like a Charizard, but nothing like Charizard. Does that happen often? Do I often price a card too fast and then it turns out that it's underpriced? It doesn't happen often, no. But it does happen on a rare occasion, specifically when I have a card that I'm pricing and I just come up with some made-up price and then multiple people try to buy it at the same time, and it's not standard people who are buying slabs from me. So I've just done this a really long time. There's hints and indicators about what's changing in price quick. Like the 151, I'm being pretty aggressive about 151. There's a lot of hints that 151 is about to go through a price change. All right. How dare you use resounding logic? Yeah, just be aware that if I ever badly misprice a card, like let's say below 50% its value or something like that, my own rules are I'm allowed to go fix that. It's not technically yours until it's shipped out that door. Here we are. Here's Weeping Bell, but usually that pisses people off. They're like, I got you. You priced it wrong, and it's mine now. So I've done that before. I did that a long time ago for a Yu-Gi-Oh card, because I'm no good with Yu-Gi-Oh. Did that a long time ago for a Yu-Gi-Oh card that I horribly underpriced because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue. Mr. Mark is doing a round of shipping. You got it, Mark. You need a Greta emote. How dare you? Do you guys remember Greta Thunberg? What's her name? Thursberg? Do you guys remember her talking about, we're going to have extinction? Do you guys remember in the news, we're heading into our 8th major extinction period? Remember that? Who remembers that? I remember that. They were talking about that. They were like, mass extinction moments ahead of us. They've been saying that my whole entire life. when I was younger, I was introduced to global cooling and global warming. We are. I was introduced to those issues when I was young. I heard about them. I heard people arguing for it, arguing against it. And now it has been a very long time. How heavy is that? I think you underpriced it by almost $100. Yeah, I'll consider it a giveaway tonight. We run giveaways. That's the giveaway for tonight. You can have it. It's a slow, insidious creeper, the permanent destruction. We are. Go ahead and print this. Come on now. Oh my God, I hate this software. This software is so freaking bad, dude. All right, let me reset the shipping software. It is the worst software known to man. How can a software be this bad? It's just crazy. 6 extinction period. Yeah, so they're always talking about the next extinction period and the world's about to disappear under the ocean. And then someone goes and buys, you know, somebody on the team that says the ocean's about to swallow up Florida goes and buys Florida property. And now I am heading toward 40 and it's still ongoing. Everyone's still saying it. I'm not saying that I don't believe that the climate changes. It's just that the alarmism, the way that they talk about it is not productive. No way is that productive. They talk about it in a way that will make no one believe them. It's like a boy who cried wolf style of speaking. And I still remember her doing that a long time ago. Here we are. Whew. There we go. Print. There we go. Jesus, dude. And we'll hit play. I believe that it hurt certain areas harder. First, you know, if you told me that we were polluting everything, I would believe that very quickly. If you told me the temperature is going up slightly, I would believe that, sure. But it's like, I don't know if that translates into me wanting to pay billions of tax dollars to do like some payout, I don't know, to like a third world country so that they don't burn any more charcoal or something. I don't know. We are. You go and you look at like all the garbage going into the water in some developing countries, and it's like, holy cow, man, that's where the problem's starting. That's where the majority of the problem's at. You got like India dumps all their trash into like the Ganges River, or China's, you know, although China's heading toward nuclear energy, super nuclear, they want to do a ton of nuclear energy. Mr. CS Man, 13 Black Bolt, you got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 of these. I found some uncut sheets of jungle and the first edition Machamp on eBay for over 21,000. That's all your Pokemon plastic waste. There we go. All right. Tossing this. How many of those did I say? Come on, Bikini. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, I've always said with this Pokemon card waste that there ought to be a law that outlaws it. Like, there should be a law passed that requires these toy companies to make biodegradable packets or something. Because, I mean, if this goes on forever, think of the amount of waste. This, you know, the Coca-Cola company, they try to find a way to recycle Coca-Cola cans. This needs to be the same situation, because this is a consumable. It's a one-time consumed item. It just generates horrible amounts of trash. So I actually agree. We need to have a system in place where the maybe the packs get reused. I don't know, right? Like maybe Pokemon creates a reusable booster pack. Here we are. Do you like nuclear energy? Yeah, I do. I like nuclear energy. I think a lot of people are scared of it. They don't want it in their backyard. They view nuclear energy as sort of like a nuclear meltdown risk, or like a target for terrorism, or, you know, like in St. Louis, they had the Manhattan Project going on in St. Louis, and they dumped a bunch of nuclear waste into a river and didn't tell anybody. And then a bunch of people in that area were getting like brain cancer and dying young. And they didn't tell anybody for like almost ever. And it turned out a lot of the waste had simply gone into a landfill, and everyone had built homes around that landfill. And so everyone's finding out that their home has a much higher reading for what do they call the little radar that reads the like Geiger or something? I don't remember what it's called. But they're bringing in devices to test their home and finding out they have radioactive homes, and that radioactive particles leak out of the waste treatment plant. It leaks out and infects the air and the water around them. So that's right in St. Louis. It's in Earth City. That's where my dad worked. He worked in Earth City, and we lived decently far away from it ourselves. But you know, the house prices dropped in that area pretty hard. Here's Minchino. Look at that Minchino. There you go. But so that's all big mistakes that the government made a long time ago, and maybe that kind of stuff won't happen now. But people are still scared of being victims of that. They're scared of that happening to them too. They don't trust big corporations. They don't trust big anything. They don't trust the government. Why would you? When the government's busy running like military programs on your own people. You guys hear about that one recently? It was revealed the government was doing Soviet-era tests, nuclear weapon tests on not nuclear, chemical tests. There we go, biochemical tests on Americans, where they would douse the city with some sort of like biohazard simulation chemical. And that chemical, of course, ends up being carcinogenic. Now, it's not meant to kill them like a true biohazard weapon, because, again, it's just a simulation. They're trying to test it to see what it would look like if Russia attacked. Ooh, that's a full art. That's a master ball. But so it turned out the government was just doing that without their knowledge. Government was like, yeah, let's test it out and not tell them. And it's just, holy Jesus, dude. It's just like crazy that the government would get away with that. It's super wrong. We are. Oh, yeah. Ever heard of Tuskegee? No. Anyways, I do like nuclear energy, though. Here's Petalil, Kling Klang. You want some college advice, Mr. CS man? Shag anything that moves. That's a line from a comedy. When I went to college, I signed up for as many groups as I could get into, and I ended up becoming president of the computer science club for two years. And when I was done doing that, when I graduated, I received job offers for a long time, and they like headhunted, like literally I didn't have to apply. They just came to me and offered me a job. And I think it's because when you start putting out resumes that say that you were running, you know, like a club or something, an organization at the college, they treat you much nicer, and they go, we want them. So I had an easy time getting a job because of that, because I could put that on my resume. Actually, I had a really great resume. My resume read something like this: 2 years at Coca-Cola, 4-year college degree, computer science, president of the computer science club. So it was really easy. My resume looked great. It is. So make sure that you're participating in clubs where you can rub shoulders with friends and learn from them and teach them ideas, and make sure that you pad your resume with, you know, summer vacation, winter vacation jobs. Make sure that you do jobs, internships, that is. And, yeah, go learn a lot. I don't know. Go have some fun. College was really, it was a cakewalk. It was so easy. It was so, the work wasn't easy, but the atmosphere, it was hopeful, it was energetic, it was vibrant and young. There was so much anticipation. Like, everyone was so excited to graduate. Everyone was so excited to be better than everybody. Like, oh, yeah, we're the educated. Everyone was so excited to get out there and become millionaires. Oh, yeah, man, we're going to start a tech company. Oh, yeah, man, I'm going to get a high-paying job, $100,000 right out of school. So there was all this, you know, there's all this anticipation and excitement. Everyone was so excited to finish school and get out. And, you know, it was fun meeting each other and just being in each other's presence and talking about life with each other. So I would say if you're at college, you're in a prime time in your life to talk to people and learn from them, and to teach as well. And you should try to take leadership roles anywhere the college offers it. Bro, this Victini is never going to show up. Mister, what is the $200 China case break? Is that for a whole box or a case? It is for a whole box. You get one box for yourself. And so when the case is being sold, we're going to open all the boxes. So Mike's taking new. I'm not Mike's taking new. Mike's taking two. I'm taking one. Joshua Collins is taking one, and Brett is taking one. So we need 15 more people. And here's $200 per box of a very prestigious card set to be opening, the Gengar Pikachu set. Highly, highly desirable Pikachu. Okay, we got Mark J. Valerian. Not sure if it's possible, but if there's a chance I could get a playmat from the Charizard UPT or 151 from the menu. If not, you can keep the 15. Also, please don't forget my giveaway. So we got a Mark J. Valerian giveaway. There it is. Free Mark. And I could host this tonight if you'd like. Do you want me to host this tonight? I was thinking of running a little competition between the daytime and the nighttime again, like we've been doing the last couple of days. Like you guys are at 85 consecutive viewers and 28 likes. That's actually pretty low, 71 minutes into the stream, 28 likes. We will want the likes to be around 40. Is free Mark. How do you get leadership roles? Like, what do you have to do? Just stay proactive. That's a great question. What I did was I joined the computer science club in my first year. So I looked for clubs to join. I joined the chess club and I joined the computer science club right away. And I got to meet everyone right away in the computer science club. I got to meet the guys who were running the computer science club, and I tried to be friends with them right away. You know, I was like, hey, cool guys, you're running the club. Nice to meet you. And, you know, I was asking them questions like, what are your ideas? I want to know. I want to participate. I want to be part of this. And then it turns out the club has like articles of organization. So I read all of those. And then I learned about when they vote for who gets to be running the club. And then pretty early, I expressed my desire to help run it. And I was not the president initially. I got a role as like their financial guy, like the accountant in the first year. It was the second year. And then by the third year, I got voted in to be the president of the club. So before I was the president, I was doing the treasury or something like that. And it was like extra work. Kirsten and I had to spend money that the club wanted to spend, and we had to keep track of it. And it wasn't really that much work, but it was like an extra responsibility. And so the college, what it does is it gives each club like a set amount of money. And so Kirsten and I would just get a chunk of cash, and we'd have to be responsible with it. So Mark, night crew is best crew. Heck yeah, run it tonight. All right, we'll run it tonight. Let's go get this started. Okay. We're hitting refresh. So you can hear how what we did was we focused right away on getting to know who runs the club. Mark is the keyword. We got to know who runs the club. We got to know how to run to become a leadership role in the club. And then I actually ran and got the treasury position, and that's what ended up getting me into the president position. And there was another person, there was like two other people who wanted to be president the first time. It was a girl named Katie and a guy who was older than me who had come back to school. He was like almost 40, I think, and he was pretty cool, actually. And so you had to actually go up and make like a speech and argue why you should be president. Okay, so you were asking if you could get a play mat for $15. Let me think about it, Mark. I think as long as Alexis was allowed to open it up, maybe. I'd like to turn you down, but let me, I'll write it on the sticker. Why not? Did you ever get the $750,000 receipt in Discord yet? What are you talking about? I do not know what you're talking about. All right, there we go. We have a 7 Dewsbury order, 2 boxes of OP9, and 1 box of OP13. You've got it. I'm going to go get the OP9s. I got to go. Setting this here, setting this here. Ready? This is a big 7 Dusenberry order. All right. Ooh. Karis and I were really liked in the computer science club because we helped people graduate by helping them pass their testing and their software challenges. So we spend a lot of our time educating people, tutoring them, and giving them like cheat sheets before tests came out. That became a big deal. Everyone in the club started helping each other because of that sort of like environment that I promoted. I said, well, one of the biggest points of this club should be that if you're in this club, everyone helps each other graduate. There we are. There we go. Let's have a snip here. Okay, and let's have a snip here. When are you coming out with official TCC merch? You want me to? What kind of TCC merch would you buy? There we are. I had a company reach out and they offered to make TCC merch for me, and I turned them down because I said no. I just want people to buy Pokemon cards because Pokemon cards have value. Clothing, not as much value. Clothing is just sort of like, you know what I mean? Card sleeves. Oh, that'd be cool. All right. All right. All right. Oh. Very nice. Here's a hollow. Now, wait a second. Sarah doesn't necessarily like her hollows, so put those back in. Any merch with this on it, I'll buy. Fat TCC. Simple logo, black and red. I see the vision. Here we are. All right. Okay. Oh. Cold. Hollow. Cold. Okay, where's it going to be at, Sarah? Where's the big hit? Blackbeard Haunting Miss Strawberry. Yeah, true. Set this down over here. Ta-da! Tossing this. What do we got? We got a hollow. There's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Oh. Give her a manga. Come on. Shake your dreads for us. Ladies, ladies. Oh, look at that. All right. All right. All right. And okay. I'm a t-shirt and socks type supporter. There we go. Socks. There we go. I'm going to make a Diglett warmer. There we go. What's something I would actually buy? There we go. Things I buy in real life. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. Ketchup packets? Yeah, we need ketchup packets. Okay. Slab sleeves. There we go. We just kind of want those to be clear, though. Slab sleeves. All right. There you go, Mr. Russ. All right, TCC baby oil. Freaking baby oil, dude. Okay. Okay. Lots of likes during the daytime stream. Daytime stream crushed it, man. Daytime stream it's going to be the main stream, basically. It used to be a nighttime stream was the main stream, but daytime stream's crushing it. And I do think it is not your guys' fault. I think there's no way for you guys to win because you're in horizontal mode. So it's just a matter of fact that YouTube wants vertical to be pushed, and they don't push horizontal in the same way. Pretty interesting, huh? I mean, we actually picked up decent subscribers, too, for the number of hours worked. 2 hours and 7 subscribers, 10 subscribers. That's on top of the additional subscribes we get from our shorts, so that's not bad. You are? Yeah, you're seeing some pretty moderate, decent growth over there during vertical. We can make daytime and nighttime stream horizontal, or I'm sorry, vertical. It's kind of interesting because initially when I started testing it, people pushed so hard against it. They're like, nah, I'll never watch again. This stream sucks. But it's like, it's just a different format. It's not that bad, is it? Normally you can see 5 slabs. Now you see 3 slabs. In a certain way, it's kind of nice. You actually get to see the card pushed really close up to the screen. So in that regard, it's kind of nice. With 100 bottles of oil minimum and deals at $1,000 a bottles. Yeah, that'd be neat if we could do TCC baby oil. That'd be funny as hell. There we go. Lots of likes during the daytime stream. All right. Very nice. Miss Sarah, box number 2 yields Uta or something like that, right? I don't remember her name. There we go. Now, we need a box of OP13. Remember when hand sanitizer came in little liquor bottles? There you go. All right. Hand sanitizer. Okay. Those were the days, says AJ. One thing, when it's the long form, you don't have the quick link you can click on in the description. True, I've heard about that. You have to click on the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. Hey, what's up, Roy? Flipping this. So this is a big Sarah Dusenberry order. This stream brought to you by Sarah. Sarah. We also got that big order from Mr. Joshua Whipple, and he placed a almost $900 order in the daytime stream. So Joshua Whipple, he's the big dog today, man. All right. He says, nah, you can't click on them. Oh, yeah. Was there an explanation for that? I thought somebody said there is a way to click on them. There we go. Like you needed to expand it more or something. Was GameConomist your full-time job when you were running it? Yep. The GameConomist, I had a... Oh, nice. That's a nice-looking card, man. The GameConomist, I had a full-time editor. He was living in Britain, and he made some pretty serious dough. That guy would be paid sometimes like $50 to $200 per video, because the videos would go out and make a lot of money. So the videos would make good money. That is so hard to do with shorts now. So shorts are not as lucrative. So the landscape has changed. But being good at making content it's a genuine skill. And one day when you're good at it, you can just post content to YouTube and start getting paid. But yeah, YouTube shorts, they make a couple pennies here, a couple pennies there. Actually, I think I can show you how much they make. Let me see. Let me pick out one of the videos that did well recently. I'll just show you. Okay, top content. Okay, so this video, which got 47,000 views. That's not easy to do. So that's not a common video. 47,000 views. It made a whopping $5. And that is pretty much it. $5. It's, if you made $5 a day for 30 days, that's $150 a month. That is not good. And it's hard to get that number of views every single day from one video. So, yeah, I don't know what it is about shorts. They just do not pay out. Yeah, I'm making money, bro. That's right, Packology. Money. A Chia Pet using the shocked face emoji. 5 is a cheeseburger. Nice. Here we are. But I would wake up and here's what I do for the GameConomist. I'd start scouring the internet for information, leaks. Although eventually I didn't make leaks video. And then I had a whole like creativity system of videos that I wanted to make, and they were sort of like ranked. And in my mind, I had like a whole like content sort of like style and strategy. And I would sit down, and sometimes I would write a script. Sometimes I wouldn't write a script, but I'd pull that microphone up to my mouth and I'd be like, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another TheCardconomist video. Today, we're going to talk about Monster Hunter World. You know, so we'd talk like that, and you would do that a couple takes sometimes. If you got it in one take, you were doing really good, but sometimes you'd have to do it in like 2 takes. Sometimes you'd scrap it, and then you would sit down and edit for like 8 hours. It was like 8 hours of editing. It definitely wasn't for free. You sat there and you edited all day long. You'd have the games turned on. You'd have the laptop with the recording equipment plugged into it. And you'd be like, I need a recording clip of a bad guy swinging his sword at me for this particular moment. So you'd have to go create that in the game. And then you'd have to record that moment and chop it up and get it into your video. All right. So that's Miss Sarah Dusenberry. Oh, Sarah. Oh. Here we are. What would a long-form video with similar views net you? Oh, yeah, there'd be some big money in those, man. The long-form videos would pay out so much money. Let's see. I'll just grab a video from, I think I can show you guys that, from the TheCardconomist. TheCardconomist, when I stopped posting videos to that channel, it made me so much money month by month. All right, so I'm not making much anymore, though. Let's see. Wow, I still get really nice comments on my videos. Okay, so we're going to head over to this. What are people watching? They're watching Powerful Fast Longsword Guide. Okay, click on that. Okay, so this one video I made a long time ago, which got about 500,000 views. You can see it performed better than other videos. So this is one of the better performing videos. So over time, it earned me $1,000. Now, that probably doesn't sound like too much, but it actually is a ton of money when you realize I have 800 videos doing that. So 800 videos, and they all continuously earn money. Of course, now they don't really do as much for me as they used to. But, you know, so that income just keeps coming in. Let's see. It's weird because that video might be 17 minutes long. So it's a video that I once, think of it like this. You work on the video, it takes 8 hours, and then over time it's going to pay you $1,000. So that's pretty cool. And if you can get it published faster than 8 hours, that's even better. So what I would do is I would have a live stream, which I would draw content from. You know, I would actually use the clips to chop up good content. And then I would rapidly post 2 videos and or 3 videos. And the editor would post a video as well. And then we would get donations on top of the ad revenue. Crazy. This other video, Best Items Allowed Out, ended up earning $2,500. That's pretty neat. Palico Gadgets. I remember this one. We posted this one, and it did really bad at first. And then over time, it just did really well. Earned $800. Crazy. All right, let me go ahead and put this away now. Okay. I ought to start posting content to that channel again someday, but it's really hard to do that. Do you earn more money with the length of time that they watch? Yeah, it works something like that. Here you go, Sarah. Let's put this into your bag. Back then, we were making a lot of money on the ads, because the way it could work is you could post a video, and the video could earn instantly like $200. It would be like $200. And I gave the editor quite a lot of that money. He would get a full 50%, even though he didn't do that much work in the end. He was kind of frustrating to work with, actually, because he would edit the video, but because his quality was lower than mine, I would have to watch the video and catch all of his mistakes and fix it. And be like, don't post it. This, and this have to be fixed. And then at that point, I was so fast at editing near the end, I was like, why don't I just do this? It's like, I could just edit this. I don't need this guy to make a bunch of mistakes that I catch. All right, so Let's see. Hathim 3 Hollow Live Curious. He actually caused me one of my most controversial bad videos. Curious Universe. I was making a video where I sort of highly criticized a weapon type called the Lance. And I gave him a whole bunch of B footage to use in the video. And what he did was he just posted a bunch of unedited B footage. And so the B footage is just me sort of lazily, casually playing the game, getting my butt beat every now and then. And he just played that. So imagine you hear my voice and I'm criticizing the Lance, but in the background, I'm just playing casually with it. I'm not really trying that hard. And so this created a sort of perception that, oh, here's a guy who doesn't know how to use Lance, and he's criticizing it. Oh, well, it's because you don't know. Look, you're no good with it. But it's because the editor didn't just pick out the content that looked nice. Because when you create B footage, what you kind of do is you just sort of run around and just mess around. Sometimes you create the footage with the screen mode being in a certain perspective where you can't see any information. So it's like a nice visual look, but you can't see anything, can't see any data in the actual game. And anyways, so his job is to chop that content up, and he just didn't do that. He just took the raw footage and put it in the background. It's like, bro. And so that video ended up becoming sort of like infamously bad. And yeah, I was tired of working with them. I was like, this guy's got to go, man. Hopefully he's not watching right now. I didn't talk that way to him when I met him. Because, you know, is it really helpful to be so... You don't want to beat up on somebody when you're with them. But that was many years ago. And but yeah, that guy, he was causing me some stress because he was posting the videos of lower quality and messing up the key, not the keywords. He was messing up like the what's the word I'm looking for? The text on screen. What would you call that? You would call that the subtitles, maybe? They're not really subtitles, though. They're more like headers. They're more like chapters. He would mess that all up. He was just no good at it. Jar? All right, we got Superstar. We got Grimer. It was kind of annoying, too, because he would do this other thing where because he was paid like 50% on the videos, he didn't want to work on any content that was good for the community, a quality video for the community. He only wanted to work on videos that were very easy to edit and had a very high payout. He didn't want to work on anything else. So he would aim for those really easy videos, get the payout, and say, I don't want to work on anything else. And be like, why are you here then? Here it is. I don't pick and choose just the highest paying videos. I make the stuff based on what people need. So even if a video is not going to make a lot of money, we make it because we're helping people. All right, so Hathim 3 Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, that was some. Wish I could remember the guy's name. I can't remember his name. He did good work on a couple videos. Though I don't want to say it was all bad. He just had a lot of little things going on that could be improved. That's why it's always good if you have the time to review it before you make it public. Well, I virtually had to. I virtually had to because he would have so many mistakes in there, and it was like, bro. And when he made that Lance video mistake, this was much further along. So he had had a lot of practice already, and I felt like we had a good thing going. And then he puts that video, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? Wow, Edward Elric looking really good. That's a Star SR. Take a look at this, guys. Beautiful set. Union Arena Full Metal Alchemist has been selling out. We are selling out of this. All right. Tossing this. I had a lot of fun experiences as the Game Economist. I think I hosted a stream that had like 3.6 thousand viewers in it. 3.6 thousand viewers in it. I got really nervous because it was too many. I was like, oh my God. It was like a world premiere of Iceborne or whatever the big DLC was. And I was there at the odd times, the odd hours, stream ready to go, good title, good thumbnail. My regulars were there. And then all of a sudden, it's time for it to start up, and people start piling into the stream. And it's like, at some point, it's like 3,600 or some giant number of people watching. And I remember my palms got a little sweaty because I was like kind of nervous because I'd never had so many watchers before. It is. Never experienced that before. I was like, dang, dude. But at the same time, you're getting experience doing that. You were like, okay. So I remember that was one of the experiences I remember. You're making content people want to watch and what you like creating, which is hard to achieve. Here is Mr. Athim, last 3 HoloLive Curious Universe. Nice. I used to work with somebody else on a channel that reviewed Game of Thrones and predictions. Oh, that's cool, man. Like TV movie reviews. I've thought about doing TV movie reviews. I think I would make a fantastic critic because I have such a strong sense of what, like when I'm watching a movie, I know what the writers are trying to feed me, you know? A TV show, a movie, it's like a type of food, and they put together a dish, and they're like, here's what you're supposed to be experiencing with the dish. And so I know what they're trying to do, and this allows me to sort of like critique it pretty harsh. And I just endlessly have a lot of things to say, so that I guess you could critique anything if you're a very talkative person, really. You could just talk your head off about anything. But, you know, it's the fact that I don't really like movies and I don't really like TV shows allows me to kind of go in there and just talk crap about everything. So if you would enjoy listening to somebody smack talk virtually everything, I would be a good critic in that regard. You could rely on me to hate on all the videos and all the movies. So hard for me to have a good time. It is. All right, with movies anyways. I enjoy what we do here, and I like video games. So, your videos would be like 2 minutes long. What, for movie reviews? Well, we evolved to have short videos for Pokemon cards, but I don't, you know, if you look into what kind of videos we used to post for the TheCardconomist, those were often 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes long. You know, we would do like a complete guide on one monster and it'd be like 40 minutes. So it's not necessarily true that I only prefer short form content. It's just that that's what's working here for YouTube right now for this particular kind of content. Actually, let me ask you guys, is there anyone you feel is posting really good long form content? There. I know Rudy does his, he always talks about the market. I watched a couple of those Rudy videos, but I feel like you kind of run out of, he kind of runs out of stuff to say. I feel like you run out of things to talk about. There it is. All right, there we go. So if you've heard him a couple times, you know what he's about to say. Poker, Snivy, that's the problem. So I don't watch that content anymore. I know you got like Rattle will post some like people harassing each other. This guy's stealing. Here's this unethical thing going on. So Rattle will post content sometimes that'll be like 20, 30 minutes occasionally, that long. And he has he's got the gab skill, you know, where you just sort of make a video go on and on and on because you can talk and talk and talk, which is what you need to be able to do. And, you know, I guess the problem with his content is the same problem with Rudy's content. Once you've seen a couple guys steal Pokemon cards, you've seen everybody steal Pokemon cards. So it's like, once I've seen it enough times, I don't watch it anymore. I've seen that. There we go. Actually, one form of content I've been enjoying immensely is Instagram. I subscribe to who I think is giving out good information, and then I just scroll Instagram for instant information. So Instagram's been good. Better than Reddit, even. I can't watch most new TV. It seems like everything is predictable. Sure. Hey, what's up, Isaac? I was making a joke, mister, because you fast forward through movies. I do that. I fast forward through TV shows, too. That's how I finished Walking Dead. The one where they go to New York City, the latest one. I watched all like 6 episodes of that in like an hour because I just skipped the whole thing. I think most people end up saying the same things a lot. Keep up with daily content. To keep up with daily content. I don't know why anyone would steal Pokemon cards with how many cameras are around. They will. They will. It's like, it's the new diamond thief. The new diamond, heist. So, hold on, wait a second. I think we're hitting refresh on this. The new diamond heist, except it's a Pokemon card heist. Get me those Pokemon cards. Okay, Athim, it does look like you ordered another 3. Hololive. Hololive. Oops. There we go. And we can probably put this over here. Ooh. We got a nice Snivy priced up there, Poker Snivy. So the last time I submitted cards to PSA, we did price up a lot of these lovely poker cards. All right. Saw that new Rattle video with the guy using his kid. Yeah, there's just like these endless number of videos of people trying to steal Pokemon cards at these conventions or whatever it is. Or like another guy on Whatnot. It's always Whatnot for some reason. Another guy on Whatnot and they're, all right, let's see. Put this here. they're doing some sort of trick or some garbage, you know. It's just endless, endless. All right, so I guess you could say Rattle sort of does news videos and drama, and I would say he has a bit of an edge versus other people, but I'm trying to think who else. There's Top 10 Pokemon. He's more like just a data relayer, so all of his videos are just auction results, and he puts it in a nice clean format. He's very consistent. That's all he does. So that and it works. I think his channel's growing really well. Top 10 Pokemon. He does good. There. Top 10 auctions of the week. There we go. Okay. Hold on. Darren says, are you sure there wasn't a hit on that OP13 pack? I could see a different card on the pack before the last orange-looking card. Orange-looking card. That sounds like the leader card or something. Did you say it was a one-piece pack? Hold on. We got a minute. Let's go looking. Obviously, I don't want Sarah to miss anything. Oh, no, you're right. But she donates the hollows. No, that's correct. She donates the hollows. Look, see, there's a hollow here, too. So she doesn't keep the hollows, and I just leave it in with the bulk, basically. It's my job to remove the SRs and anything textured. Okay, no, we're good. I can understand how you could think that something went wrong there, because most people don't donate the hollows necessarily, although some people do. She does it very consistently. She donates hollows very consistently, so I left it in with the bulk. What do we have next? We've got... I saw that other one with the deactivated slab. I didn't know that was a thing. I had a slab deactivated on me. I had a PSA 10 Mew Southern Island reverse hollow, and it's a true holy grail Mew card, and I bought it for $5,000 on Instagram from a guy on Instagram. And when it arrived, actually I should show you while I tell it. I should show you the card so you can appreciate it. Thing is, I had been watching for that card for some time, because it's one of these cards I really miss from my childhood, because I had one when I was a kid. I had one in my little silver Lugia folder right on the front page. So I was always aware of the card. Here it is. The problem is, when you want to own a PSA 10 of one of these Mews, it's really tricky to do that because they just don't grade 10. These Mews do not grade 10. They grade 9 all the time. In fact, this one's a bit of a weak 10 even. That's just how it is. And probably all the 10s are weak 10s. If I had to guess, I bet none of them are strong 10s. And so when this arrived, I had paid $5,000 for it, and I was showing it off to my audience, and I was like, I got this for $5,000. You know, I was so excited because I was, even back then, look at that big squirrel. Even back then, I was talking about how probably the card normally is priced around $20,000, and for some reason, this guy was selling super cheap. But the code was deactivated, and so when that was figured out, my audience figured it out. They said it's deactivated. When that was figured out, my heart sank, and I was like, this guy tricked me. And what I did next was I looked super carefully at the card. I looked at the holder, and I have a lot of holders. So I compared it to lots and lots of holders, including ones with very similar certs. And I was like, this looks authentic. It looks like it's real. So I had a hard time believing that it was fake, and believed that PSA might have deactivated it in error. And the actual reason for the deactivation is that the certification was pretty close to other ones that had been, I guess, faked or something like that. Or it was like, I'm trying to remember. It said that it was in a certification number range of problematic cards. And I think it was cards that were being sold on a bad website or something like that. It was something like that. That was very close to the explanation. Dodo Quest stickers. So I don't see him for sale at all. We're going to have him be at the same price as the Grimer. Here it is. So it's going to be $220. So anyways, my heart sank, and I compared him to everything, and I was like, this has got to be real. It's got to be real. It's so real. But, you know, I noticed that the card seemed to have a faint print line in the middle here, and I was like, oh, I bet it's a 9, and somebody's got a fake 10 in there or something like that. So I did not send it to PSA out of depression. I told them I can't, you know, I don't want to do this. I was like, you're just going to turn it into a 9. You're going to say something's wrong with it. I waited like a whole year and did it a year later. And PSA gave me a bunch of like legal information. They're like, we have the right to turn your card into a 9. We have a right to get rid of the card if we believe it's fake. And they are like, if someone sold you this and it's a fake card, we can give you a legal warning to hand off to the person you bought it from that sort of like threatens them to reveal who they got it from. You know what I'm saying? To try and trace where the fake came from. So they told me they were going to give me paperwork, legal paperwork, if it turned out to be fake. It arrives at PSA, and voila, it passes. It's totally real. Just like I thought, just like I looked very carefully over the case and the card. It was a real card, and they were just being overly cautious with it. So I was so happy with this. I got it for $5,000. Here's my suspicion. I bet you this card got deactivated at some point, and then people were just playing hot potato with it. So the guy who sold it to me was probably just like, get rid of this. I don't want it. He probably knew it was deactivated. And, yep, he probably knew it was deactivated and sold it to me anyways like a jerk. Look at this squirrel. This is a nice squirrel. And I was lucky because I tested it out with PSA, and in fact, it was real. So, all right, let's see. That is my story of the Mew. Very good. Did you UV test it? We do have a UV light somewhere over here. And let's see. My UV light over here. Ow. Huh? Oh, ow. I'm like blinding myself. Ow. Anyways, put this back up here. Let's get this music playing. Play. Music stopped. Okay, so we are all done with the Thim's order. We have another order in the queue. Let me go ahead and price up this Lapras though, okay? Do you have a loop to look at the back? A loop. What do you mean by a loop? Here. I looked the card over really carefully, and I did notice that it was a week 10. I was like, I had a suspicion that maybe it was all real, except for that it shouldn't have been. So I had a theory. I had all kinds of crazy conspiracies. One of my conspiracies is that maybe PSA had noted that it looked like maybe they should turn it into a 9. And so maybe they were just trying to find an excuse to get it back to themselves so they could turn it into a 9. So I was really scared they were going to do that. Nope. They said it's a 10, and they said it's fine. Very happy with that outcome. Okay, so Quest Lapras, none for sale. Let's look up Quest Pokemon. Lapras is a nice one. Okay, Quest Pokemon. I think Lapras is going to be $300. A jeweler's loop is a magnifier. Yeah, I do have magnifying equipment, yes. In fact, I had a digital magnifying computer that I used to use, but I didn't feel like it was warranted. Like, it wasn't really necessary. All right. So I stopped using it, and then I lost the cord for it at some point after we moved out of the blue house. Okay. So I really graded up a lot of these Quest stickers. You have this rare chance to buy my Quest stickers. When they're sold, I'm never restocking them because I have no way to restock them. They're like a one-time thing. So they come up on this table in the year 2025. They probably look a little strange. These are Pokemon Quest sticker Carddass Bandai cards. Here's your one shot at them. Okay. Snorlax. There is no Snorlax. Let's go ahead and take a picture of it. Come on now. There we go. Snorlax is population 5. Let me see if one's sold before. No. What's the most expensive Quest sticker to sell recently? I wonder. I've seen some expensive ones go by. Oops. Showing me a bunch of other stuff other than Quest stickers. What the hell? Show me like a One Piece. All right, here, let me price this up. So, oh, I guess if it's 300, it's meant to have the big fat sticker, isn't it? We'll give this guy the big fat sticker. A jeweler's loop. My LCS showed me how to look at them and compare some reals to fakes. Oh, that's cool, man. All right. Maybe I'll go looking into that. Excuse me. How about, we're going to do 700 on Snorlax. Population 5. All right, lovely. And then this red deck Bulbasaur. Now that should sell pretty easily. Red deck Bulbasaur. Good. Getting some slabs priced up, guys. How about that? Getting them slabby patties. Queue is open if you guys want to open any cards tonight. If you've never opened any Pokemon cards, jump to the description of the live stream. Okay. We want the cheapest one, don't we? The blue back Bulbasaur does not do well. That is very interesting. Blue is an unpopular color for these. The red back does very well. So red back is the color. That's so interesting because, you know, I view the Blastoise deck as a rare deck. Okay, there we have it. That is a red deck Bulbasaur. Oh, yeah. Good. All right. Hey, how's it going tonight, guys? Who's here? Sign in if you're here. I want to know who's here tonight. Next up, we have an order from Tyler Davis. 1 box of Crimson to Haze. Well, well, well. If it isn't the 1 box of Crimson Haze guy, here it is. All right. Goo Whoops is here. Mr. Isaac, Mr. Lord Pop-Tart, Jay Oliver. How you guys feeling tonight? Oops. Tossing this up here. Do I keep chasing this Victini? I'm mega close to giving up. It's up to you, Mr. CS Man. Sorry I didn't see that comment sooner. You know, if you pull it yourself, it's going to feel pretty good. If you buy it outright, then maybe that will be more cost effective. But also it depends on what your luck is. So whether you get lucky or not is between you and God. One trick you can use, though, is CS Man still here? You still here, CS Man? One trick you can use is to open up the English White Flare set, because that set's actually cheaper a little bit than the Black Bolt, and it will also give you a chance for the red Victini. Okay. Where's Jay Valiran at? Yeah, where's Jay at? Where? I was wondering where Jay is. I've seen 2 people pull the Victini, 1 in the US and 1 in Australia. Australia, mate. 1 in Australia. There we go. Tossing that. Suicune. Cold. I know, like it, guys. Here's the teddy bear. All right. Here's a cold one. A cold one. We got Manaphy. Oh, Manaphy. So nice. Here's this thingy. All right. And we got Eevee. Oh, Eevee. Lovely. Cold. Here we are. Ooh. Oops. Arcanine. So Eevee, oh, here we go. Ursaluna. I was going to say Eevee AR, not SAR. Eevee AR is a great AR in this set. All right. Cool. Here's this guy. Ba-doop. Here's a cold one. This crazy ugly Pokemon. Magcargo. Oh, my favorite, Magcargo. I can't believe it. We got Magcargo. Tossing that. Mr. Tyler, thank you for all the orders today, Tyler. I really appreciate it. You pulled the camera girl. You trying to pull Gray Ninja? Might be getting closer to another SIR or SAR. There's Gray Ninja. Hold. Ooh. Okay. And hollow. There we have it. One whole box of Crimson Haze. Tyler Davis. Thank you. Nice Zapdos. You like it? What's Zapdos? How do you guys feel about these Quest stickers? Pretty experimental, huh? Ow. They're from 2018. They have a very strange look. Very unique, blocky Minecraft look. Okay. Oops. I thought they were really interesting. And I thought they actually looked pretty cool. There. Okay. All right. Maybe we should buy a Victini and host a break on it, huh? Did everyone here get a notification? Just seems kind of slow for a Thursday. I've noticed that the nighttime stream has been slow for a while. Could that be more people are hitting up the daytime stream? Could it just be that horizontal streams aren't as performing as good as vertical? I don't know. But also, it's not bad. I mean, look at us. We started at 1, so we're 2 hours deep, and we're still somewhat busy. Yeah, it's not that bad. Okay, do you have any slabs from Twilight? From the Twilight movie? Yeah, I've got the Becca slab. So 5 of the English Spy Family. Wow, Spy Family order. Now I'm excited. I haven't had a Spy Family order in a while. Spy Family. Spy Family was cool all the way up until that episode where the one girl's little friend was in love with the spy dad. I didn't like that. That was weird. Then Spy Family got too weird for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Masquerade. Masquerade. I actually do have the Greninja. Did I get that from with them? Where did I get the Greninja from? Somebody sold it to me and I said, I'll buy it. Because I didn't have one. I wonder if it went up over time. That was a while back. That's like, I don't know how long back that is. Okay. Okay, here's the mommy. How much? I don't remember how much. It was a long time ago. I feel like it was like 7 months ago. I think it might have been like $600 or $700. I can't remember. Okay, there's the mommy. A lot of people have... Oh, very nice. Good, good, good. One full art, Mr. Exadrian, and it is the mommy. What's her name? Her name is Your Forger. There it is. Karis really likes Spy Family. Okay, here are your hollows. Okay. The show was kind of weird. There was like the brother, right? She had like a brother, and it seemed like the brother was in love with her. Very Japanese. No one touches my... Or, I don't know. Was it that the brother liked her? I can't remember what it was. Did you need a new bag? I have a bag or two, says Exadrian. A bag or two, you say? Well, let's go looking for it. Let's go find your bag. Mr. Exadrian. The weird brother. Okay. That's box number 1. You were not in it. Here's box number 2. Also, they introduced that silver-haired girl who's in love with... oh, here we are. So, Exadrian, you got 2 baggies. Let's take a quick and careful look at them. So, it looks like we updated your bag for $425. Good. Remember, you'll want to update that again, okay? When $426 arrives, which... is sort of far away from now, but not too far. So keep that in mind. And she can't cook, shake my head. Karis cannot cook either to save her life. She has absolutely no cooking skill. It's actually really fascinating. It's like an autism for cooking or something. How does that happen? Some people have no... You know how some people cannot sing? Like they can only sing off tune? Have you ever met anybody like that? I had a friend like that growing up. His name was Joshua. And when he would sing, he always sang the wrong notes. And I was like, can you not hear yourself? Some people, I think, have the inability to understand taste the way some people do not understand musical notes. Like melodies and stuff like that. And so whatever that is, Karis has that, but with food. She has like no ability. What is this box? I have a box under the table. What's in here? Oh, I know what these are. These are the abandoned slabs. So anyways, some people I think have the inability to... Oh, these are some old slabs. I had to get these taken care of. I kind of stopped working on the abandoned slabs because we had all these returns come in. Okay, let's see. Here's an abandoned slab. Here's an abandoned slab. Oops. Here's an abandoned slab. And here's an abandoned slab. There we go. If they're abandoned, I'll adopt them. Yeah, I think some people have the inability to taste food and understand flavor, the way some people cannot hit the note when they sing. Not because they lack the vocal cords to hit the note, but it's more like their brain or their ear cannot hear the note and know where it should be or where it's going. And so it's a really fascinating idea, isn't it? It is. It's an actual skill in your brain to be able to hit those notes correctly. And some people do it better, and some people can't do it at all. And so Karis just can't cook food. She's like incapable of it. Not just that, but I don't think she enjoys food the way I do. She's thin. Like Karis never struggles with her weight. She lives with a guy who's kind of fat, right? So I've always, for years, I've always had available to her junk food. Hey, let's go out to eat. Would you like a brownie cake ice cream with that? She's never been fat her whole life. She's just never been fat. And she's just like virtually incapable of it. All right, we're going to say PSA Gyarados base Japanese. This is 25 bucks. I don't need to look this up. This is 25 bucks. I'm wasting my time looking this up. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's 25 bucks. All right. Can she make an egg sandwich? She can kind of make eggs, but you know, she doesn't even understand salt. So like she can make the eggs, like they can go from raw to solid, but she doesn't like put salt on them correctly. You know, it's that bad. And because it's like her brain's not listening to what the flavor is. It's almost like she just eats food the way like a deer eats grass. Oh, it's an OC card. Look at that. There's the guiding dot. OC Drapion. That's cool. That's neat. My goodness, who could abandon that Gyarados? Somebody did. He's from 2023, by the way. You want to see some? Look at this. So if we zoom in, look at that number, 2,300. That was a long time ago. That was encapsulated a really long time ago. So this Drapion is actually an error card from Lost Origin 2022. See, this card was abandoned in 2023. This one was abandoned in 2023 as well. Minor miscut. So you'll see the guiding dot down there. Just a little white dot. He is off center. It's kind of fun. Cresselia from VMAX Climax. That's kind of cool. Wish the slab was a little cleaner. Okay. My goodness, who could have... I already read that. I hate seeing your slabs abandoned. I really wish I could have afforded to get some graded for you back then. It's not necessarily over for Cardconomist grading. One day I might hire another person. I think after things went bad with working with John, it just sort of discouraged me from putting all my time and energy into doing that again because it felt so bad the way it ended. It is. Because we don't even have to have the grading. I mean, I make all my money doing this. This is what makes me money. The grading was like a passionate side project. And so when it went kind of sour, it made me feel like, don't even worry about it. Worry about the core of your business, which is pack opening, slab breaks, slab away. There we are. Mysterious Treasures, Rev Holler Snover. Yeah, he's got a dot up here. Pretty clear 9. But, you know, it gives you a chance to get one of these Cardconomist slabs as a little token, maybe. if you're looking for one. I think the Gyarados will probably sell, right? He's probably sold right now. Mysterious treasures. Who doesn't want a nice little Gyarados, you know? All right, I don't have a price in mind for this Snover. There we go. That's a made-up price. I had nothing to compare it to. Oh, yeah. What's next? So we have a Victor Kokiko. He says, one spot in the Prismatic Jolteon. Oh, yeah. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Victor? Victor Kokiko. I hate... Oh, I already read that. Okay, let's see. The Heartbreak Slab. Ah, here it is. The Heartbreak Slab. And the baggie for that will be back here. Karis is really good at coding, though. When I met her in college, what stood out to me about her was she was like, she had to be like a top 5 students for computer science. She was really, really good. She could like remember stuff that you should not be able to remember. Like strings of random numbers. There was like a string of numbers for the password to get into a server on the actual college, you know, website for building a database. So there was like this artificial database that the professor had created that runs on the actual like website, and we were given a special string of code to get into it, and she didn't write it down, she just knew it. It was like 10 numbers and letters long, so it's like 7AQRB, you know, so it's like this string and it's like 10 digits long, and she just knows it. And I'm like, that's not normal. No one does that. And I was like, you're one of those. One spot in the manga law. That was a really interesting moment. And I remember her being very embarrassed about it because I think she knew it too. She knew it was quite weird that she could just remember that. All right. The manga law. It's like no one remembers that kind of thing, because it was like this thing you're not even meant to memorize it. You're not meant to memorize it. And to this day, she still does that, by the way. She still does it. To this day, you'll be like, what was this address? And she'll just list off the whole address, including the first number of the, you know, like the street number, and she just knows it. And it's like, how do you know that? And so I still tease her about it. To this day, she still gets teased. But it's an unusual skill, and it shows you she's got a brain that's very sharp for coding, in particular coding, because that's being able to remember like that kind of thing is so important, having like that in your memory. There we go. I see them as merchandise. I sent in for 2 spots. Hell yeah, dude. All right, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and mark this. Okay, there we go. Ooh, Jolteon's up to 6 out of 19. Okay. Make it 2 spots in the Jolteon, he said. Oh, I see. I understand now. No problem. So you decided to take a double shot in the Jolteon. No problem, man. We'll adjust that for you. Can I get that mega spot to be in the Jolteon? No problem, man. There you go. Both spots in the Jolteon. Hey, Jolteon moving. Look at that. 7 out of 19 now. That's cool. Thank you so much. Okay, Steven Gonzalez, 6 packs of Black Flame and 2 Poke Shuffles. Now, when you say Black Flame, do you mean Japanese Black Flame, Korean Black Flame? Which one? 6 packs of Black Flame. It's got to be the Korean version. Yes. Poke Shuffles. And then he says credit, though. I'm a little confused. So help me out here. He said credit. 2 Poke Shuffles credit. What just came out of here? Korean, sorry. Okay, here it is. Steven Gonzalez. Okay. No problem. I just got to make sure I'm staying on top of these store credits, because I do this mistake with the store credits where I don't throw them out and after you use them. And that's a really bad mistake to make, because it makes it look like you're still owed money. And I have no memory of you spending it. So I have to be really careful with that. 2 Poke Shuffles. There they are. Ready? We've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, Cleavor 10. That's very nice. Oh, yeah. Steven picking up Cleavor. Cleaver. Aha. There we go. Okay. Good. Ooh. Oh, I gotta move this back down here now, don't I? Move that Dragon Ball manga out of the way. All right, throwing this away. That's all done. We have to check the PSA, not the PSA, the PayPal list real fast. Click. Mr. Mark says 4 packs of English Journey together for Tammy because she's so cool. What? Tammy, apparently you're really cool. You're getting some free boosties. Let's see. This is going to tick up to 230. There we go. Again, what? All right. Mark, you're cray-cray. Don't forget the Black Flames. Oh, I forgot his Black Flames. Tammy, let me pull these out for you and then go back and get his Black Flames, okay? I forgot his Black Flames. I think it's because I was so busy thinking about the fact that you actually pulled a nice Cleavor out of there. My brain was thinking about how we should get some new slabs in the live custom, the Waifu Shuffle, and the Poke Shuffle. So the Black Flames, let's get those. It was 6 of them, and here they are. Ta-da! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Oops, come on now. Oh, lovely. Let's sneak. And another sneak. Good. I ought to make a video on those cool quest stickers. I've got all these great quest stickers to show off. Cold. This girl, Brigitte. Glamora. Brigitte's such a nice name. And, oh ho ho, the pig. Whee! Look at that pig. Wink. That pig's so nice. All right. That's for you, Mr. Mark. And I believe we're shipping you out. Oh, no, 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 no. That's Steven Gonzalez's. And Mark is the guy who bought Tammy some packs. See how my brain kind of defaults to whatever it sees on screen? That's a muscle memory. It's a really strong muscle memory. Okay, so we gave that properly to Steven. And now we're going to give these properly to Tammy. Miss Tammy. Tammy, oh my. Oh me, oh my. Mister, forgetting me like my dad forgot me at the DMV for 4 hours. No! You all right? Did anyone here have a bad dad? Like a went to go get the milk kind of dad? How's that affected you, would you say? Here's Fungus, Sigillus, Dub, Woo. I had a crazy mom and a crazy dad, so you're in good company. You want this Tyranitar, Tammy? I don't know if you're a Tyranitar fan. Here's, I'll give you that Tyranitar. Ludicolo and Mimikyu. Oh, that's nice. The Mimikyu is cool. Yeah, the Mimikyu is, he's got that crazy claw-looking thing going on there. All right. Tossing this up here. That's a real thing. Some people have good parents. I think they have like a really big advantage in life, and it's hard to quantify it. It's hard to know when you have it. It's easy to know when you don't have it. There we go. Because it's like having normalness versus craziness. All right. Miss Tammy. My dad got arrested for intent to sell coke when to Arizona State Prison from Hawaii. I hear you. Intent to sell cocaine. Does he come? Is he already out, or does he get out soon? Hopefully. My dad left the day I was born when he saw me in the hospital because I had red hair, and one of my mom's friends had red hair. It's hard to know when you have it. Never met him again until I was 14. Jeez. I mean, that sounds like he was just trying to flake, to be honest, because you would need to run a DNA test first. Ow. And so, you know, if I were you, I would want that DNA test in case it's not his baby, in case you are the neighbor's baby. Because then you need to go up to the neighbor and be like, Dad! Hey, Dad! We got some catching up to do. Here's some Princess Peach. Here's some Starmie. Ooh. Sent in a ZELLE. Yes. Hathim, 4 of the gunslingers. Okay. We just look alike, and I don't have red hair anymore. Well, now, that's normal. The way red hair works is it goes brown eventually. When I met Karis, her hair was almost red. And her father's hair was red. Now it's like blonde. Or gray, really. And her brother's hair was like bright red when I met him. And now it's brownish red. So, yeah, red hair sort of fades over time. There we go. I work with my dad now. And we get every day, people say we look like brothers. He can't deny me. Oh, you work with your dad? That's so cool. Sounds like it turned into a much happier ending. Or at least life sort of sorted itself out to some degree. I can understand him being suspicious, though. Here it is. All right, here's Phoenix. I think that's nature, you know, to be suspicious like that. Wow, that's cool. Look at that, Hathim. I didn't know that was in here. This is cool. Phoenix. Mine's still red. Nice. Here's Sisney. Kara still has red hair too, but not on the top of her head. I have Strawberry Blonde. Still red, almost 30. Boop. Let's go ahead and sleeve this. Boop. All right, that's going to Hathim. Very good. Hey, Dad, I just need 1 kidney. I mean, you have 2. Usually it's the other way around. Hey, son, your old man needs a kidney. I know I haven't been there for 20 years. All right, let's see. But you're a match. Exadrian. 5 more Spy Family. Oh, Spy Family. We are? That was kind of racist. I need to go get another box of this, so I'll be right back. La da da da, la dee dee dee. Oh, my back. Okay, here we are. I'm back. I have some more Spy Family. I do wish Mr. had English Hololive. So hard to get. I thought we do. I thought we had some English Hololive. All right, ready? Ta-da! Tossing this away. Oops. Very good. Oh. Let's see. Sleep. Mr. Exadrian. Oops, we got this girl. This girl. This girl again. Yori. Her blushing brother. This girl. This girl making this funny face. All right. Here's another girl. Sudden heart throbbing. And this girl. There you have it. Exadrian. Nothing crazy in that round. It's fun seeing Spy Family get opened again. You know, there was a time period where people went nuts on this set. And then one day, no one bought it. What's with the 66.99 pack? $66. There's 9 cards in the pack, and each person buys 1 spot. So there's 9 spots out of 9 spots. Exadrian. Mr. Exadrian. Ooh. Thank you so much. Is it just me, or is it awfully quiet and slow? I wouldn't say it's been too slow. We've actually had plenty of orders, so that part's good. However, it has been quiet, notably quiet. You guys, let's have a lively debate. What do you guys want to talk about? Does anyone here want to debate a subject? We could talk about the news. I could do a review of the latest South Park episode. It's been another night, right? You want me to do a spoilers review of South Park? We are. We could talk about other things. Gun control. Gun control. I think if you took the guns away from everybody, like all the way away, and no one was allowed to own guns, I bet you shootings would go down, despite what the Republicans have to say about the subject, because they don't. I get it that they don't want that to happen, but I'm just saying from a logistical point of view, if the entire country of America banned all gun ownership, shootings would go down. Stabbings would go up, but shootings would go down. Now, let's see. Do we have this? The thing is, Republicans probably do not worry about that as much as they worry about owning guns, because they want to feel like they have a certain amount of sovereignty, a certain amount of freedom. You know, like, as long as I'm an armed citizenry, the government can never fully control me, that kind of feeling, you know. So Republicans are all about that. And to them, that's the more important cause, not the absolute reduction in shootings. All right, here's Chameleon. I think the shootings will continue. That's my personal opinion. It's because it's the new, like, you know, kill a bunch of people and then commit unalive. That's what it is. It's a big attention getter. You share your grief with everyone. So you have these young men who are going through a lot of grief. They're just kind of going crazy. Maybe they're politically driven, maybe in some cases religiously driven, but they're radicalized, confused, awful people, and they decide you're going to suffer too. And is that going to go away? I think it's just going to get worse. I think it's actually going to increase over time. And there may eventually be a day where some kind of gun control law comes into play that makes it tougher to get a gun. I don't know. We are. All right. Chameleon. I live out in the countryside, so my odds are really low of being in a mass shooting. But I kind of do want to move back to some kind of city for a while. How do we measure PP size? Well, you know, there's the pitch of the yaw. Remember that? Obviously, that's not the argument. Hello, mister. I sent in 2 ZELLE orders. When we get to mine, can we combine? Yes. Lemon and lemon juice aren't the same debate. Or aren't the same. You're talking about that fake lemon juice that comes in like the plastic bottle? The problem is that criminals will still have guns. That is an argument that the Republicans make. I don't actually agree with that argument. So I think if logistically you just flat out removed all the guns, you would still get some leaking into the United States through the border, like Mexico or something like that. There will be gangs that sneak them across the border, but the average person will find it so much harder to get a gun. And most of the mass shootings are not done by like Tren de Aragua. Most mass shootings are just some very angry, kind of normal dude. I guess not normal, but I mean some troubled middle-class dude who buys a gun legally and then just goes nuts with it. You know what I'm saying? So that is, and it captures all of our attention really strongly. So we want to talk about it and we want to solve it. Michael Pettiford, 10 packs of Korean Rocket. You got it, man. 10 packs of Korean Rocket. Oh, here we are. One of my favorite products. Okay. If the IRS can catch Al Capone, they can come after you too. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to think that countries like Australia and Britain don't have to deal with as much fear of a mass murder. But if you're living in America, it's on your mind. It's on your mind. You think about it, you know. And for Democrats who are completely against gun ownership, who think that is the root cause, it must be so frustrating for them because they see an obvious solution that they can't have. 2 white flares. Okay. And then the Republicans have a tough argument to make about freedom and about how governments take over when they de-arm their citizens. So the Republicans have to make an argument about how, well, the only reason we're free is because everyone has guns. We are. And there is a way to stop the bad guy with the gun. The good guy has to have a gun. So everyone has to have a gun, and the whole society has to walk around with guns. And then you will be safe. It's an interesting thing, you know, because I don't know what you guys think of me. I think you guys think of me probably as somewhat of a conservative. I'm very, very, very financially conservative. But on the gun control topic, I don't know how I feel. I think I'm on the fence. I'm in both camps a little bit on the gun control subject, because I understand the desire to stay armed and be like the country where we have the right to freedom of speech and you can't de-arm us. You know what I mean? It's a very interesting subject. You know, the founding fathers wanted those two things together. But nowadays, it seems like tyranny doesn't come from the government as much as it comes from some stupid guy can buy a gun and shoot you. That's also tyranny when the stupid kid next door with, you know, mental issues decides he wants to buy a gun and kill your children at school. So it's a different kind of tyranny, but it exists as well. And how do you get rid of it? Real problem. Really tricky problem. Here's Nido King. The biggest fireworks store is in Missouri. Oh, yeah? The fireworks store? Let's see. So, what goes on grits, salt or sugar? I haven't had grits in a long time. I've had them as a kid, though. They're okay. How would you quail hunt with a shotgun? Quail hunt? People quail hunt. I'm not a Republican, but I'm all for the Second Amendment. I think the main reason is because our house was broken into by 3 dudes, and if my mom did not have one, we might not be here. That's a great argument, too. A lot of people notice very strongly when there is a mass murder, and they think about it, and they dwell on it, and it's the only thing they think about. But then there are people who live in areas where they prefer to have a little gun in their purse, or an elderly person has a little gun in their home and says, hey, you can't break in here and steal my stuff, because if you do, I'll shoot at you. You know, so it's a tricky, it really is a tricky thing. It's difficult to de-arm people, to tell them, sorry, you have to defend yourself with the knife now. Good luck. You know what I mean? It's hard to do that. And I feel like sometimes places in Australia don't always appreciate, like Detroit, or maybe like a bad place in Chicago, or the wrong side of St. Louis. And it's like, do you really want to live there and be de-armed? You know, because it's not just guns you have to worry about. It's, yeah, they'll stab you to death too. And so the gun kind of gives you an even playing field if you're stuck living in a place like that. So it's nice to have a gun in a place where you might actually need it. Michael Pettiford for self-defense. But I think the Republicans' primary argument comes from the desire to be able to overthrow the government or have the government fear you. Oh, the government fears me. I'm tough, and I've got an AR-14. Which might actually be true to some degree. The government might actually be worried that it could go as far as triggering some sort of crazy, you know, like we had that moment when Trump lost and the Republicans went into Capitol Hill, or at least whoever those group of guys were. I guess they probably were Republicans. Well, let's go ahead and take a picture of this. Grits with sugar and cinnamon. That's dessert. Why don't you just eat sugar and cinnamon on anything? Let's see. I don't think grits are that good. Grits are okay. I don't like oatmeal and I don't like grits. Don't like oatmeal and I don't like grits. They're too mushy. St. Louis can get wild. A lot of people don't know that the part of St. Louis that gets wild is the Illinois side of St. Louis. There's 2 sides of St. Louis. There's Illinois and there's Missouri. The Missouri side has problems too, but it's actually a little nicer. And they have some of the most, you know, high-end parts of the city too. Like Clayton is super high-end. Just rich people there and very wealthy, safe places to walk. Ooh. So, and that happens in a lot of places in America. There will be like this dividing line between the rich and the poor, the haves and the have-nots, the violence and the non-violence. You see that a lot in America. I'll place this in here now. Mister, you forgot the second ZELLE order. Here it is, Michael Pettiford. He says, 2 white flare. Here you go. I would never, Mr. Michael. Here you go. I'm on top of it, Daddy-o. You need a Costco box. People don't realize it doesn't matter which party. They just want people to care about politics. Don't play the game. Here we are. Very good. Well, I think it's certainly the case that the political ruling party are sort of like these elites themselves, not necessarily grassroots. They end up with millions and millions of dollars for lucrative, podcast deals, speaking deals, book writing deals, or maybe even like basically bribes from groups that they're regulating. They get, campaign donations. And so, the politicians, they don't worry about the world the way we do because they don't have to live in it. They live in a sort of specialized protective bubble, and they don't have to worry about the real world. If they make a policy that really is not working out too well, like there's a whole bunch of violence because they got a stupid policy about violence. Yeah, you can murder somebody and they'll let you back out or something like that, They don't actually have to live with that. You and I live with it on the streets, but they don't actually have to live with it. They live in some $3 million, $4 million, $5 million home that you will never in your entire life obtain. And it's a gated community, and they got shops that go with it, and then they got somebody who helps them shop too. And not all politicians are like that, but a lot of them are. Most of them probably. Like Nancy Pelosi was pretty rich, but there's Republicans too. They're all wealthy. Nancy Pelosi comes to mind because she clearly did the insider trading, so she comes to mind a lot, man. That's a real irksome subject. Here's a theme for Gundams. You ready? Here goes. You got it, man. Here we are. Ta-da! Stop and Shop rotisserie chicken. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Rotisserie chicken doesn't sound too bad right now, but I'm done eating for the day. No more eating for me. I had a bowl of oatmeal, a donut. I had a donut. That was probably like 400 calories by itself, a donut. And then I had 2 Arby's double cheesy sandwiches, the double beef and cheeses. And now I'm done. That's it. No more food for today is allowed. I don't know what that adds up to. But I had a donut today. It was pretty good. You're supposed to be allowed to eat that stuff and still lose weight as long as you're not eating any more calories. Like if you don't eat, if you eat below a certain limit. Here we are. So I'm still into that right now. I kind of took a break from it for like a week. I kind of just ate what I want, but I'm back to it again. It was over Labor Day. Kirsten and I just kind of went out, ate some yummy meals. That's like 5,000 calories. Nah, no, it's not. Here, let's see what it is. Actually, one trick you can do, you can ask AI to tell you how much you eat. Tell me how many calories I ate. I ate a Quaker Oats strawberry oatmeal instant packet. I ate a Casey's cinnamon roll donut. And then I had 2 of the Arby's double beef and cheese sandwiches. What is the calories for today? All right, let's see what it says. This is fun. I love doing this. I feel like this is easier even than using the that calorie counting app. All right, let's see what it comes out to. Okay, so we are at 2,000 calories, 2,065 calories for the day. There you go. 2 double beef and cheddars was 1,480 calories. So if I stop eating here, I'm good. If I don't eat even one more bite, I'm good. Because I think my maintenance calories is something like 2,600 or 2,400. So I'm eating 400 calories under. Here we are. 400 bad calories, saturated versus non-saturated fat. Here we are. All right, so this is for you, Mr. Thim. Thank you so much. So I did all right today. And it's really easy. I stop eating after this stream. So the way I used to live, I used to host this stream and then have like a little late night dinner. I don't do that anymore. So it's like a whole meal has been cut out of my day. So technically, what I could do is go eat like 400, maybe to 600 calories. What is that? Like a couple scrambled eggs, maybe a little, I don't know, like a half slice of bread. I could go eat something like that. And I do feel a bit of hunger, but I'm just not going to do that. And that's the trick to it. So no food after this stream. When this stream begins, my mouth is closed. No more food. Here's a Thim. Last 4 Gundams. You got it, Mr. Thim. Thank you so much. Mr. What do I open? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if you're asking me that, 6, probably a lot of people are wondering what to open. If you think about it, there's probably some mathematically superior set to open. Can I take a picture of my menu and ask what? Let me ask AI a question. So, how do I get into this menu? Give me a second. I want to get a picture of this menu. I've got an idea. Let's take a picture of the English Pokemon cards and ask which one is most likely to yield me a profit. Okay, give me a second. Let's see if we can figure this out. Because that would be an interesting problem to solve, wouldn't it? Okay. Okay. These are Pokemon English pack prices for my rip and ship shop. Do an analysis and recommend which set to open for the optimal chance of a profitable return as a customer who buys packs. All right. Do you think you'll be able to do it? Thanks for sharing your shop's pack price list. Okay, let's see. It's saying customers will prefer Prismatic Evolutions and Paldean Fates and English 151. Wow, it says that it doesn't like Journey Together. That's so interesting. Let's see. It talks about leaving the, it says one trick you could do is you could buy one of these collector's UPCs and just leave it sealed. Okay, so from a buyer's perspective, it said you should be opening Paldean Fates at $22 per pack. After that, it recommends Prismatic, and then finally the English 151, and then finally Twilight Masquerade. Wow. It says the worst profitable packs to open: McDonald's Dragon, Obsidian Flame, the Scarlet Violet base set, Journey Together, and Stellar Crown. And it says the problem with these sets is that although they have some good pulls, they lack like a chase card with the same profit margin that the other sets contain. That is so interesting because we were just opening Masquerade today, and I did a big restock on Masquerade. So again, it says open Paldean Fates, Prismatic Evolution, English 151, and 12. You know, I would recommend Prismatic Evolutions because that set right now has, I think, just received a reprint. And so the prices remain sort of stagnant, which is good. You don't want those prices to go up. And Prismatic still has a shot for that God Pack to pop out, or like Umbreon or something like that. But then on the other hand, I don't know, the pull rate on Prismatic is really tough. So when the AI recommends Prismatic, it sounds good in theory, but as somebody who's witnessed a lot of Prismatic getting open, I don't know if that would be my top choice. What would my top choice be? It's really tough. I think that was cool that the AI was able to analyze the sets and make a recommendation. And I think it was making those recommendations based off of what it believed had the highest valuable pulls in it. And it correctly ranked the, ooh, look at that, LR Plus. It correctly ranked Prismatic high for having the Moonbreon in it, or a Sunbreon, whatever you want to call it. And it correctly ranked the Paldean Fates Mew as a valuable card and the 151 Charizard. Prismatic should drop because of pull rate and reprint, says Hathim. Well, I would love to see it drop, actually. Personally, I'd love to see it drop. That's good for me. That's good for business. You guys will open more of it if it drops. But I actually have a feeling that it won't. I have a feeling it won't drop. It'll just stay stagnant. That's what'll happen. It'll stay stagnant. They are. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Prismatic? How much money do I got? Let's see what we've got to work with, because I wonder if I can get a restock on Prismatic right now. So, Prismatic. Didn't they just have some sort of Sam's Club special comes out? All right, let's see. It's called the Prismatic Lucario Tyranitar, huh? I just added minestrone soup to my dinner list. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Minestrone soup. I don't like these saxophones. What is this? Jazz session? Yeah, exactly. Skip. Skip. All right. Interesting. So let me do a quick calculation. The reason you got to calculate this stuff because what is this? Skip this as well. City pop? No thanks, man. Just give me good music, please. It's really interesting trying to get a restock on something that's kind of been out for a while, you know? Mister, is the Carddass Quest sticker Gengar still up for grabs? I took him down. If he's in the channel, then yes, he's still for sale. If he's in the pricey channel, he's pretty cool, isn't he? Okay, so definitely these big sets are not for free. And what do they come with? They come with a couple stamped cards. I mean, that's not bad. But let me go take a look at the booster bundles. Okay, booster bundle time, guys. Let's just see. What are these booster bundles looking like? Okay, so I've got a booster bundle situation. Let's try this one. Okay, there we go. We've got a booster bundle situation. Let's take a quick look. We're doing a price calculation here, guys. Oh, okay. Actually, no, these are pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to do an acquisition of these Lucario Tyranitar stamped ones real fast. It's tempting to break a couple of those open for myself and grade a couple of those stamped cards, see if we can get any luck on them. Okay. Let's see. Don't see it in the pricey slab channel, unfortunately. All right, so that probably means that I wasn't interested in selling it at the moment. Let's just see. So what I'm doing right now, we're acquiring a couple prismatic products for the future, and I guess this will be a good last round of these, huh? Yes, good. I'll go ahead and take a break from this now and head back to the queue. Let's see what we have here. We have Mr. Thim going after another 4 Gundams. You got it, Mr. Thim. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Let's snip this. All right. Ready? So here's our beautiful guy with an LR. Ooh. And we have a holo. Here's this crazy guy. I know something that might be worth opening, actually. We've got that Crown Zenith set on the menu. Did you guys see the Crown Zenith set? It's called Storm and Sea, or I'm sorry, Sky and Sea, I think, or something like that. Hold on, let me look it up for you. So we've got a cool set for sale, and it features Sword and Shield cards. So it's definitely old. It's like the only Sword and Shield item we're selling, actually. It's called Sea and Sky. We're selling it for $279. And here's what it, I gotta unplug this. Here's what it looks like. Looks just like that. That'd be cool to open. Looks like it's 14 booster packs. And you also get this really nice holographic Rayquaza. So you'll get to keep that Rayquaza. That's on the menu right now if you want to open it. That was not a bad one because, you know, those Sword and Shield era cards are pretty old. Yeah, they're pretty old. We're doing $280 for one of those. $280. It's ready to go. I know people like those. What I've sort of learned over time is that people really enjoy the UPCs, the SPCs, you know, these sealed specialty boxes that contain the promos, because even if the booster packs don't do super well for you, you get those promo cards and now you got something to grade anyways. So you're in a decent position. All right. So now let's go ahead and rotate these. We've got Moltres. Ooh, Moltres. We've got Ditto. Ooh, Ditto. We've got, oops. We've got Bowser. Ooh, Bowser. Here's Eevee. And here is a Gengar. Ooh. Gengar's got somebody in it now. It's a long pathway for Gengar. He's got 19 spots to go. And you can see he's a Master Ball. Here are my thoughts on Gengar. They're probably done printing 151. It's 2 years old now. And I don't think they're going to print a whole lot more of this. And they already printed a ton. And this set has the first time Master Balls in it. So that was the first time Master Balls were introduced. And guess what? There's no English equivalent of this card. So there's no English Master Ball Gengar. So I feel that's going to become super collectible over time. Because he's Gengar, by the way. So you don't skip Gengar. He's really good. Here we are. We have this Bowser break. 2 spots in here are sold. I'd love to see this go off. This is a really cool break. It's Retro Bowser here. He's a Joker card. And it was 1 in 5 until we added a star spot and a second card. So you've got the Dry Bones Mario. And so if you get pulled out of here, you get both of those slabs. It's actually pretty cool. Here we are. What do you think of the Manitoba Stabbing? I don't know if I've heard of that. Manitoba Stabbing? Manitoba Stabbing. Woman killed by brother in mass stabbing on Manitoba First Nation. First Nation? That to me sounds sort of like indigenous or something. Is that Canadian news? Sounds like Canadian news. How many people did he stab? People like to use that word mass this, mass that, and you find out it's just like 2 or 3 people. You know, compare that to like a mass shooting that kills like 7, 10, 15 people. It's an interesting word because it's handed out when even just a few people are killed. We are. I think 11. He stabbed 11 people? 2 dead, 6 hurt. Okay, that is a mass stabbing for sure. Yeah, that is not a misuse of the word at all, is it? No, that's a lot. 11 people, man. Jesus. I think I'm running out of these stickers. All right. Multiple versus mass, big deal. Yes, yes. I was kind of wondering, I was like, what's the deciding factor between the two things? So I definitely need to buy more of these stickers. Oh yeah, I need to buy boxes for Alexis too. You actually have to spend so much money for this job. Vaporeon Quest stickers. Congo declared an Ebola outbreak 2. Ebola? Sounds good, man. So here is our Vaporeon. He actually got a nice 9. And so we're going to go with a PSA 9 price on this guy. It's not going to be terrible. Thinking for 9, it ought to be like $100. But did it ever go away? Ebola. There. All right. This is a really nice Quest sticker Pikachu. We're going to price him around 50, in fact. Okay, so lots of Quest stickers. I just added Congo to my movie list. Okay, let me hit refresh over here. What time is it? It's 3:51, and we have an order from Erky Kierberg. He says he'd like 8 Black Flame. You got it, Mr. Erky. So we got your trick or trade, I think, at the beginning of the stream. I hope you saw that. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Good. How much was that Go Ditto? We have a PSA 9 Error Pokemon Go Ditto, and he's just $100. There we go. Every day we sell some slabs. Erky Kierberg. especially through breaks, like the live customs, the pokey shuffles, the breaks, like the $40 breaks. Look at this pink-haired guy. Nice. Cold. This guy, the chili pepper. This guy, the burb. And a cold one. All right, there you have it. That's for Erky Kierberg. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Tossing that away. Ooh. Grab that. What do you guys think is the most profitable thing to open on the channel? We are? Good. I would probably focus on... Well, there's Black Flame gives you a chance for Seismitoad, Chrome, Zekrom, and the Victini, and they're all really high-end cards. And I bet you over time that set reaches $20 a pack. And then Prismatic, yeah, Prismatic, the price has stayed flat instead of going up over time because they were printing it. So that set gives you the chance for the God Pack and the Evolutions. That's not terrible. It's just really tough. 151's too expensive, man. You got to pull like, yeah, it's a pricey set. I still like Destined Rivals a lot. Forget Labubu, just get the Annabelle doll. Yeah, the Annabelle doll. Hathim, 4 more Gundams to end the night. You got it, Mr. Hathim. Chinese 151 surprise. Yeah, you can't forget that. That one I feel is more experimental for people because they're not used to opening up Chinese cards. But that Gengar is no joke. The Gengar is selling for like 3.3 thousand or something like that. Some crazy number. There we go. Mr. Hathim. We got a holo. Here's a holo. This gun. And... oh, nice. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. Well, that was lovely. Ooh. What do you guys think? What if I got a home in the Smoky Mountains? Big log cabin up in the middle of nowhere. I was looking at that online. I was looking at Smoky Mountain homes. Gatlinburg, Tennessee, that kind of area. Cool stuff out there. All right. They got those Smoky Mountain log cabin homes. Those are neat. Beautiful. You get to live in an elevated area. It's pretty neat. Or they got, they got lakes out in Tennessee, too. We could go after another lake house. Middle of nowhere, not solving, getting product on time. That's true, Tammy. That's true. There's Reno's really tempting. There's an area in Reno with a lot of mountains, and I don't even know. It wouldn't really count as Reno, but it's sort of like south of what do they call that area? Carson City. So south of Reno is Carson City, and south of Carson City is yet another area. Maybe it's a bit more wild, less developed, and there's a lot of mountains down there, and so you can buy a decent little home. It's going to be in the like $1.5 million range, though. And those homes will have like this beautiful view of the mountains in the background. So I guess it's kind of like, maybe in a certain way, it's similar to like, all the mountain type places you could buy homes. No, it's an interesting place. Carson City and south of Carson City, you don't hear about them as much. You will always hear about Reno. But south of Reno, Carson City and the town beneath it, those areas seem like, like they have a chance to become larger and more developed. Yeah. Just moved to Arizona. Yeah, we looked at that too. So I watched a video on the Grand Canyon, and I was so impressed with it because I didn't realize how amazing it looked. It's a lot crazier than I thought. And the Grand Canyon is not too far away from a little place called Sedona, Arizona, where they got like the Red Rock Canyon and all that. And those are pretty neat. And so because we're full remote, we could move to Sedona and live near Flagstaff and near the Grand Canyon and be able to go to those places for walks and just like, the pretty amazing, land. But I don't know. I don't think I'm a rock person. I don't think I'm a desert person. I just kind of like trees, to be honest. Sedona is nice. I did some work out there one summer. Yeah, it seems nice. And they get a lot of sunshine and it's warmer weather. So at least for Carson City, it's the capital of Nevada. Yeah, so look beneath Carson City. There's like, it doesn't look like it, but there's a whole area down there with zigzaggy roads, and they're zigzaggy because it's all mountains over there. And if you look more carefully on Zillow, there's a ton of houses built in that area. They got Walmart, they got restaurants, and it seems like a much smaller town, not so developed, but it's a pretty short drive over to Carson City from there. And then Carson's like a third. So this city is about one, or if you want to call it a city, it's about a 1 hour drive to Reno. But you can actually drive through a mountain pass and be at Lake Tahoe, the South Beach Lake Tahoe on California side. You can go to the left and get to that. So I thought that that was very interesting because I feel like Karis and I, we have this advantage where we could move literally anywhere. Like we do not rely on a commute to work. So we can just pick the most picturesque, interesting places to live. We're not restricted or confined by, oh no, I would have to drive 30 minutes to work every day or whatever, you know what I mean? So, we can look at less practical places to live because we don't have to drive there ourselves. Sedona's amazing. I proposed to my wife there. If you like trees, go to Flagstaff or Prescott. Here's Erky, 7 more Black Flame. You got it, man. Arizona, they are not a tax-free state, but they have a flat tax of like 2.5%, which beats Missouri's 5%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would technically be sort of like an upgrade in the sense that you would overall pay less taxes. But also, I hear Arizona is growing really fast. It's receiving this major chip building factory, this mega factory or whatever. And so as a result, it's expected that a lot of professionals are going to be making money in that area. And what do? They cause the local economy to grow. And when the economy grows, more businesses come in and house properties rise up. And so, yeah, it's you can predict where the houses are going to go up in value based on where the next big thing is being built. And Arizona is having a big mega chip factory getting built. So it's very interesting. Oh, Absol. And Toga Kiss, so cute. You should change places every 2 to 3 years. We could do that. I don't think that's a great idea. I think we want to settle down and try to feel like we're at home somewhere. I don't think that Lake of the Ozarks is interesting. I just don't think it's our personality ultimately. We're not like redneck hillbilly boat drivers types. It really does fit a certain aesthetic. People who are, outdoorsy woodsman type who like to go get dirty in the water, real dirty. And I don't think I'm that way. I think I'm more like a waddle around in my flip-flops at a card convention type, to be completely honest. It's been nice out here. I'm not trying to talk too badly. We might not even move. So we're still debating whether we move because we have 2 different plans. Stay here and buy a house in Springfield, Kansas City, or St. Louis, and then just travel between them. Or we move out of Missouri to a place like Tennessee, Texas. Arizona is possible. Arizona is one of those interesting idea places. Orlando, Florida is a serious contender. All the places where if we were to move there, we could expect to see our house prices appreciating faster because there's a lot of people moving to the same area and the houses are going up in value as a result of that. But also places where we would just pay less taxes on our dual income. So that's what we're thinking a lot about. And every time, I like to write these huge prompts for AI where I describe every detail of our lives. And every time I do that, the AI has the same answer. You need to leave Missouri and move to a no-tax state because you would save such a significant amount of money over time. And then also, we can take you to an area in a no-tax state where the house prices are appreciating faster than Lake of the Ozarks. So all you got to do is liquidate your homes, plant your feet somewhere where the houses are growing fast and where you pay less taxes, and you will reach a healthy retirement faster and probably a better quality of life too if you pick really carefully. So that's the advice from AI every time. I try to change the prompt a little bit, and it comes up with the same answers each time. I'll say stuff like, forget everything you ever talked to me about. Pretend you don't know me, and then I talk to Gemini, ChatGPT, and Grok, and you can see their reasoning, and they all come up with slightly different variations of the same thing. I'm obsessed with Lake of the Ozarks just because of the TV show. Yeah, yeah. Well, Lake of the Ozarks is special because it has very warm water, and the water temperature gets to like 90 in the summer, and it lasts. It's so nice. You can swim in the dark, and it's so warm. The downside to Lake of the Ozark, I think there's just one major downside, and that's there's not enough to do out here. There's not enough shopping malls. There's not enough restaurants, and that could change over time. So it could be a mistake to move if they grow this area really heavily. If I was so disappointed when they voted no on the casino, I wish they hadn't done that. But if this area were to grow really heavily, it would probably be a mistake for us to move out of this really nice lake house that we have. This house is an exceptionally good lake house, and we got it so cheap. I think to buy this same lake house in another state would cost us $1.5 million. And we got this for 650, basically nothing. That's nothing for a lake house. 650 for a huge 4,000 square foot with a huge lake wall in a golfing neighborhood with the view of the Hahatonka Hills, the cliffs. And it's a flat lot. You don't have to climb down to the water. It's perfect. It's just really nice. But we got that for 650. It's just unbelievable. It's a double yard too. We have an empty lot where we can build a second lake house. So we have a double wide yard. It's crazy. Very beautiful, very scenic. The neighborhood's beautiful. The people here seem pretty nice and cool. But then there's just nothing to do other than the lake. So we're very bored. So we could buy a house in Springfield. We could buy a house in a closer nearby area called Lebanon. But it's not a real city. But definitely Springfield is. But it's a pretty small city. We could buy a proper house in Kansas City. And they're a full-size city, so you'll have things to do over there. Actually, I think they're having a Renaissance fair over there. I'm tempted to go. But, to go to Kansas City is like a 2-hour drive. So if I get up a little early, we drive out there, we have a couple hours of fun, and then you have this long-ass drive home. And it's risky to do that, too. You increase your odds of getting in a car crash. But Chick-fil-A is opening. Yeah, Chick-fil-A is opening up out here. There is another fast food restaurant getting made that we don't know what it is. It's a mystery. There's this new coffee shop restaurant opening up right now. We just got a brand new, it's called Papa's Pizzeria. That's a brand new restaurant, and it is 1,000% full every single day. Like every single spot in the parking lot's taken. The roads are now crowded. There was this dental office that was for sale. It's sold. Something's going there. We don't know what's going there. An ice cream shop just opened. They've announced Bass Pro Shop for Lake of the Ozarks. There's an amusement park that's set to finish in 2026, I think. And they've been working on that for a while. And there's just so much development coming out here. But at the same time, we're just not sure. We could stay here and wait for things to open over the years, or we could just go right now to Tennessee and have a no taxes on our income. So it's like, why wait several years and pay 5% in Missouri for stuff to eventually get here when we could go move next to Dollywood in Tennessee right now, have an amusement park. We could buy a lake house on the lake right next to Seaverville and have like a 20-minute drive to Dollywood right now. So why wait? And then no taxes on income. So it's a tricky, it's like it's easy to want to stay here because of the low mortgage payments and because of the quality of the lake house and the presumption that this area improves over time. And maybe that's the only reason we haven't rushed to leave quite as fast. But at the same time, it's just sort of, I don't know, it seems smarter to move. And the AI definitely seems to think it's smarter to move. Well, guys, it's been really fun. We are out of orders. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. We started at 1 a.m. That makes this a 3-hour stream. So I'm getting off earlier than usual. Normally we run to 5:30 or something like that. But the goal with the nighttime stream now is to actually end it earlier. And then, and we need to give this out. The goal is to end it earlier. We go, let's see. So we've got Cody Hodges. Cody. Number 2 is Nathan Gordon. Here you go, Nathan. Lord Pop-Tart. Tammy's going on. Hey, look at that, Tammy. All you have to do is believe. And Chupacabra. Okay, Chupacabra. Yeah, so the goal is to have a shorter nighttime stream and a longer daytime stream. Miss Sava. Wouldn't it be funny if Sarah gave away a box and then she ended up winning a box? Tammy been getting on a lot lately. Well, Tammy's in every stream. That's probably why. Landing on 4. That's you, Tammy. You actually got it. Wow. Tammy's in every stream. Did you notice that? I think she's the best mod. She's in every stream. Hathim's in a lot of streams too. You're a great mod too, Hathim. We are. Hathim, Tammy, Alex is pretty good. Mr. Arturo is pretty good. We missing anyone? Who we missing? They're the mods for sure. Top mods. We are. All right. So, Tammy, let's see what you got out of the Mega Symphonia. I'm here like every day. Yeah, you're like crazy consistent. Okay. This is definitely a part of your daily routine. There we go. Very nice. I talk a lot about moving. It's probably a boring subject by now, but, you know, it's also a subject that is highly, highly fascinating. Where to move if you could move anywhere in America. Highly, highly fascinating. There it is. It's almost like a little puzzle that you're trying to solve. And there's so many roads to look at, so many houses to see, so many markets, so much little details, pieces of information. Like what truly makes a person happy? We are. Another question you can ask is, where will you feel like you're home? Where will you feel like you're amongst people who are like you? And I don't even know the answer to that. I don't know. There we go. Maybe just people who like Pokemon cards. I don't know. Dallas, Texas, for example, they get 2 Collecticons a year. 2 of them. Not 1, but 2. And I think to myself, it's like, maybe it doesn't matter where I live. Maybe all that matters is I should live where all the card Collecticons, you know, happen, where all the big card shows happen. That might be Las Vegas. That might be Dallas, Texas. Maybe I should just be wherever all the card shows are, you know? I could run a booth at a card show. That'd be interesting. Ooh. Okay. Then you get other ideas like maybe I should move to an extreme beauty kind of situation, like, you know, the Smoky Mountains, or the Smoky Mountains are like these mountains in Reno, something like that, you know? Because Dallas is really hot. They have nice lakes, but they're really hot and very flat. So in terms of land quality, they don't have that sort of extra special kind of like weirdness to their, you know, like, oh, we've got mountains, or we've got oceans, or we've got, you know, some other really fascinating thing going on. Yeah, but what they have is a lot of heat, and that pairs well with the lake if you want to go swimming in a lake. Definitely North Korea. All right. The beach scares the heck out of me, man. The beach does. Because the more you study beaches, the more you realize if you were to bring your card collection to the... Ooh, look at that, Tammy. Alakazam popping out. So this is a gift from Mark J. Valerian to the whole group. He has donated $300 this month. I don't know why. He's just really generous. He likes to be nice. We are. We get some really generous people in here, man. Okay. Cold. Oh, a little Acerola, huh? Nice. And the month literally just started. Yeah. Pretty interesting month. Okay, here's one of these. Naples, Florida gets mentioned a lot by the AI bots. They say, go to Naples, Florida. You'll love the beach. Go to Naples, Florida. It is. They have upscale shopping. I go, okay. Naples, Florida, huh? Then I look at Naples, Florida. It's like, yeah, get ready for hurricane season, bitch. Get ready for insurance on your home that you spend a lot of money on, bitch. It's like, do you like spending all your money on taxes and hurricane insurance? Come to Naples, Florida and discover sadness. But, you know, they've got beautiful beaches. So, I mean, maybe it's all a trade-off, right? Maybe it's all worth it. But I don't think it would be worth it if we moved there and then some really worst case scenario occurs and the house gets flooded and blown over, and then all the cards get like lost in like some mega tornado. You know what I mean? That would be my luck. I'd be the guy to get into the mega tornado the first. We're worrying too much. We're just worry warts. We move over there. It's the tornadoes, the new Katrina or something like that. We are. No, I don't know. Okay, lovely. That's for you, Miss Timmy. How nice. How incredibly nice. Good. Thank you. Whew. Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo. Erky Kierberg is back. He wants to do a little order. Let's see what this is. Mr. Erky, he says 11 of the Black Flame and 10 Rocket. Now, he's referring to the Korean packs again. Okay, so 10 of these Rockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 of those. As for the Black Flame, I think I have to go get more of those, don't I? So I'll be back. I'm going to go get some more Black Flame. Flame on! All right, you're looking at the last box of Korean Black Flame. We did not restock this, nor will we be restocking it, I don't think. Whew. All right. What do you guys think? You think we restock this? I don't think so. Okay. Set that over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There it goes. Oops. Oop. Of course, maybe the fact that we sell out of it is the indicator that it's worth restocking. I don't know. All right. One little, two little, three little snips. Sneep. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Whoop. What do we got? Articuno. Cold. Persian. Cold. Blaziken. Oops, these face a different direction, huh? Oh. Cold. 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 Ah, Spatty Ups. Ooh. Bloop. All right. Wow, that was not super crazy. A little cold on the rocket packs, it almost felt. Now, how about these prismatics? Not prismatics, Black Flames. I'm thinking about those prismatics. The Burb. Here's the choo-choo train engine. Ta-da! Boop. Cold. I think we stayed pretty busy for 3 hours, guys. I think this stream was good. We had maybe 2.5 hours for the daytime stream. Was it 2.5? I think it was about 2.5 for the daytime stream. And so hitting about 3 hours over here, that brings our stream time to about 5.5 hours. All right, and there we have it. Mr. Erky. Erky, nothing crazy popping out there. Nothing crazy. No, like, mega hits. But that was a lot of fun trying for them. Let's get this guy to the front. All right. Okay. Ta-da! Boop. All right. Cool, man. So let's rotate these. There's the owl. Psyduck. Pop PSA 1. The Playboy Trump break. Here's a Psyduck Pristine. And here is 4 Zelda slabs for $160. So these are $40 a piece, and you get all 4 of them. And they're all graded 10, and they're sequential or something like that. Actually, I think this goes over here like that. There it goes. Yeah, they're sequential. Cool. That's Legend of Zelda Pixel Art Poker. $40 per card. It's definitely not like an aggressive price. That's pretty, $40 for a 10. That's about as low as it gets, to be honest. There we go. All right. Good, good, good. I had a great time with you guys. That's the end of the nighttime stream. I'll see you tomorrow for the daytime stream for Friday. I hope you guys will be there, and let's see what the mailman brings us. Maybe something cool. Oh, ZELLE? ZELLE, check the ZELLE. Let me hit refresh. Wait, says Anyman. Anyman, I'm hitting refresh on ZELLE. I'm not seeing it. Oh, no. What did you try to send? One live for the end. One live? All right, I'll assume you sent it. Here goes, one live custom. One cold live custom. All right, that was one cold live custom. How was that? No! Those live customs can be really tough. All right, guys, I had a lot of fun. I thought it was a decent stream, actually. I felt like we were pretty busy most of the time. No problem, Mr. Anyman. I'll see you guys for the daytime stream for tomorrow. See you later, everybody.